now at windownation.com.
Patrick was way behind on his IRS taxes.
I was in way over my head. The total amount ended up being somewhere just over $30,000. $30,000.
Then the IRS came to collect.
Started getting letter after letter. A lien had been filed against me. They were going to basically hang me completely out to dry.
He had to do something.
That's when I reached out to Optima Tax Relief.
Patrick's life quickly got a lot easier.
It was very easy, pretty much hands off. They picked up the ball and ran with it.
And how'd it go?
I couldn't believe it. I had to ask 2 or 3 times. I saved an incredible amount of money.
How does Patrick feel about Optima?
Couldn't be happier. They definitely helped me. Optima Tax Relief, the best place to call. They're the best in the business.
Do what Patrick did and call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit.
Seven o'clock in St. Louis. You are listening to The Morning After. It's presented to you by Brown and Crouppen on 101 ESPN and the TMA STL YouTube channel. Tim McKernan, Doug Vaughn, Martin Kilcoyne with you on the program. Jackson Burkett is on the ones and twos. If you would like to call into the show, Chairman Kurt filters phone calls. He filters emails. Here's how you can call in. Callier and Thompson phone lines, 314-974-0101. Here's how you can text in. Air Comfort Service, text inbox, 314-399-9646. And here's how you can watch the show and talk it over with other TMA listeners in the Michelob Ultra YouTube chat. Open up the YouTube app, type in TMA STL, and you can watch the presentation, the next 4 hours of TMA, and then 1 hour from 11 to 12 of After the Morning After. So, Doug, spend the next 5 hours with us and get to know us better.
All right.
Man, I just caught this out of the corner of my eye. I like you all black everything, black cars, all black everything, and you got your Polos Plus for the dossier TMA getup right there with the vest.
I was just a little chilly again, When we have warm weather and then it starts to get cool again, it kind of hits me hard, so I dress a little warmer than maybe I should have to, but I'm comfortable this way. I'm comfortable, and I'm just going to keep the vest on for a while.
Oh, I got you.
It sounded like it was a compliment.
Yeah, it was, Martin. I don't know
what Tiger Club, right, angry guy in the corner? Jeez.
Well, the more I thought about it, the more I thought I'm kind of chilly.
Dress in layers, brah.
That's what I've done.
It's very Bay Area of you. Mm-hmm. On that Polos Plus dossier today, Brad Thompson is going to be with us. And then we've got the Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day. And ours, of course, is a type of program where friends will...
Where friends feel they can drop by at any time.
That's right. So you never know if a friend is going to drop by on the program as well. But you get this lifetime roofing lead. And with what's going on in the Lakers and Rockets series, that's certainly got to be talked about. And with what's going on with the Mammoth and VGK double overtime, you horse plowing me, or Sid the Kid, Joey Vitale's guy, experiencing vanquishing. Yeah. And then, of course, there's the motorcade, staving it off as he and Paolo Banchero go back and forth. And, we're just going to set franchise records against each other. Back to Orlando we go, to Dante's Inferno's airport. It's up to you what you want to do with this lifetime roofing lead. Lifetime Roofing online at lifetimeroofingstl.com.
None of those stories you mentioned are the lead. The lead is our St. Louis Redbirds. Winners of 3 in a row. Here come the Cardinals. I'd like to overreact for just a moment and be prisoner of the moment guy.
Sure, that's the business.
Yeah. This Nathan Church, he's got a little bit of Jim Edmonds in him. He's got a flair for the dramatic robbing home runs. Terrific defensive outfielder, good arm. No, he hasn't hit like Edmonds yet. Okay. He's not as big as Edmonds. I'm not saying he's.
Otherwise, this is holding up.
I'm saying he's got a little bit of that flair of the dramatic, like Edmonds had. And that's my take.
Okay. I feel like we're going to lose you to Get Up. That's You see their dossier and their dais right now, and you see Brian Windhorst up there, and you're like, I can give takes better than that.
Yeah.
There's Wilbon. He's getting ready to shut it down. You're going to go up there, and you're going to call for LeBron James to quit the game after they are blowing this 3-0 series lead on the Rockets.
Who says I won't?
Oh, that's what I'm saying. I know what's going on. We're part of Doug's resume reel right now, Martin. That's all we are.
Yeah.
I agree with you, and I think Mason Wynn is the next Ozzy. State it now. Weatherholt, clearly he's the next Hornsby. Why have people said that?
Nathan Baseball? That's from Father Biondi's Consigliere. Tom Hagen?
Natty Baseball, I like that.
Natty Baseball.
They did start talking about what a great glove he was. As soon as opening day arrived, everyone said he is their best defensive outfielder by far. I didn't know that. But that was one of the reasons they kept our guy Velasquez off the roster, not because of Fermin, but because they wanted Church to get a lot of starts in the outfield, and they felt Velasquez would just rot on the bench. Yeah. Boy, that's a tough catch, not only with the game on the line, but if you see the close-ups, the two Steeler fans are nearly
number 33,
nearly leaning over the wall, screaming, and I'm sure they weren't real positive. Just so you have to concentrate. You got to save the game. You know, you didn't have to climb over the wall, but those two guys, they look like they might be, Vinny and Al.
All right.
And they're just on them.
Just crestfallen.
I thought the game was over. I thought it was a home run for sure.
So did Riley O'Brien.
Yeah,
100%.
The look on his face.
The bat off that ball, watching the game live with my two sons, and I'm like, oh, my God, what are the chances that this is going to happen? I couldn't even believe that Church was lining up to catch it, but even when I saw that, for that second, I thought, well, it's going to go over his head. I don't know. I don't know if the hawk was blowing in or what, but here is the call of the game-winning catch by Jim Edmonds in left field.
Third base bag. High fly ball, first pitch, deep left. Church at the wall. He's got it again. Up against the wall. Church and the Cardinals hang on and beat the Pirates. Unbelievable grab. The Redbirds don't walk the plank tonight in Pittsburgh.
Nice. He robbed one in that Seattle series, too.
Saturday afternoon,
He's had a chance to make a couple of those plays, and he's come through. Little touch of Edmonds in him, just a touch.
That's the way you lead it off, Doug. Put it out there. Then we go to the break, and you say, I don't believe it at all, but I just thought maybe it'd get the phones going.
But Chairman Kurt takes the clip, sends it out on Instagram, the Twitter tweets, and TikTok, and now we farm some engagement.
Hot takes.
That's what we're going for.
And then tomorrow, ball game calls, who's this Church? Doug, shut up. That's tomorrow. You're activating Edmonds to put down the hoe.
Down on the farm.
And to call us.
Put down the hoe.
Suck it, Doug.
Hey, stop it, ball game.
He's been activated. What a great win. For a Wednesday in April. That was riveting. Bullpen Ryan Stanton continues to be problematic. Getting out of that seventh with it still 5-3 was huge by Romero. Boy, it was tight. That bullpen's leaking. O'Brien's not as dominant, but man, that was fun to watch.
See that in the Michelob Ultra YouTube chat, they share that opinion. The Nipper School Monitor is in there at youtube.com/TMASTL and says, I have not watched a Cardinal baseball game since the YouTube TV, DirecTV debacle. I used to watch each game every night. Now I do not miss it. If anything, if I miss it, I watch highlights on YouTube. People are activated. And I don't know if it's just Nathan Church, Jim Edmonds comparison.
Probably.
Or
Urias.
There are people. Urias.
He's got the fan base pumped up.
The Cardinals improved to 17-13 with the win. And after what looked like the beginning of the correction, following losing 5 of 6 to the Marlins and Mariners, the sweep at the hand of the Mariners, the Cardinals go to Pittsburgh. And again, I recognize it's Pittsburgh, but for those who have been paying attention, they've been playing pretty damn well. I mean, they were a 16-12 team before the Cardinals got to town. This has been something that has restored fans' belief that maybe there could be a reason to pay attention. So they're making it exciting at the very least.
Yeah, they are that. I'll tell you what I'm tired of, though.
What's up?
I'm tired of the Cardinals getting hit by pitches. Scott got it last night. Weatherholt went 5 or 6 games in a row getting hit.
Easy.
Herrera's been hit by a lot. We need to start buzzing some towers. Can't have our players getting hit by a pitch every game.
Do you think we don't buzz the tower because we don't have good control and we walk a lot of people?
It could be. I don't know.
Doug, what does this mean? That school monitor is a jackwagon. That's from Dirty Chewbacca. That school monitor is a jackwagon.
Did the school monitor text in something weird?
I don't know.
I don't know what it would mean then.
What does this mean then? They need to reward their good play by putting a decent bullpen out there. That's from the Manchester Milkman.
I agree with that. I think the bullpen, we got to do a little fixing here. I don't think we can continue with this group. We need at least one to bolster the squad, Doug.
Well,
it's a little shaky out there. Soriano is okay. O'Brien will probably get it back going. Romero will probably get it back going. But Stanek and Swanson are the guys. You look at the score when they're coming in. Are we up 4?
Yeah,
are we up 5?
That's what I do, Martin.
Because you're probably going to get nicked for a couple right here.
Yeah. Well, when you use 3 or 4, sometimes 5 relievers of the game, sooner or later the guys are going to get worn out, or you're going to run into one that just doesn't have it.
You guys said Scott wasn't even stealing bases. He had 2. That's from Gary Pinkel's cell phone etiquette. I got to be honest with you, I don't recall that coming up today, but perhaps it did.
Yeah.
And just like the school monitor, I'm forgetting things. On Golden Pond. Remember that? Was that Henry Fonda?
It was Henry Fonda. And
it's a nod to dementia? Is that what that was about?
It was a nod.
Yeah. And Hepburn, right? Katharine Hepburn was in that.
Yeah.
No, we'll pay more tribute to that this weekend on
we
Movie
probably
Boy.
should.
Good or bad, Jackson on Golden Pond, the great Henry Fonda.
Never seen it.
Wow.
Nice show prep.
Yeah. Well, it's not a real exciting movie.
Kind of sad.
It is kind of sad. I mean, it's poignant, but I don't really want to watch a movie to get sad.
Fair. Terms of endearment. That also, it was a rush of these sad films in the early 1980s. Might be fun Movie Boy episode. Gareth would give his thoughts on that.
Does sound fun.
Ordinary People? Ordinary People?
I like Ordinary People.
Yeah, I know that movie well.
Is that Donald Sutherland? Am I right on that, Doug?
Yeah,
Bob Redford.
directed
so.
by Robert Redford.
Yeah, Best Picture.
Never seen in the movie, just behind the camera.
And then he offered Donald Sutherland's wife $1 million to sleep with him. Is that right?
That's yes, right?
What? I think it's a different movie.
I don't know.
I think he was conflating a couple different movies.
Catherine's the one with dementia. That's from the Grape Ape Auto Detailing, and he's frustrated now.
Well, don't get frustrated.
I'm a Grape Ape Auto Detailing lemming. He's been with us since Balloon Party.
Nobody gets more ROI
Yeah,
is the guy
absolutely.
texting
Great
in
big
with
auto
a
detailing.
company name, not spending
Jackson
a dime.
believes that there are some names that just automatically default to their business name if they're typing from a business account. And he had never given Grape Ape Auto Detailing the name, but now it's become a brand, a very powerful brand in the market.
Our text inbox uses Google. So if you're like using a number associated with a Google account, that'll happen. And
It's a real company.
Yeah, sometimes it can go sideways for some.
Because you'd rather not have your company name when you type in,
Yeah. Well,
hey, fellas, you guys are cute. Put on some dresses. Like, oh, I'm sorry. That's from Bill's tax service. Like, wow.
Papers. You like the movie Beaches? I bet you do. That's from the Warson Woods Wacko.
is that the one with Leo?
Nope. That was the one
great
with
Bette Midler?
Bette Midler and Barbara Hershey. Am I right?
Never seen it.
I don't know about this movie boy now.
I have to watch every one of some of the like these 80s movies that were
Sure.
You don't like the sap,
that,
do you?
well, it feels like a lot of those 80s movies became dated like a year or two later.
Give me an example of what you're thinking.
Beaches seems like a prime one.
Why is that? You haven't seen it. How would you know?
I'm just taking a guess. You ever seen The Beach with Leo DiCaprio?
No.
Rough.
No.
Not good.
Not good?
No.
Why not?
It's like a weird Leo role.
Okay.
By the way, there's a little update for you. According to Facebook, the Grape Ape Auto Detailing has shut down as of 10/1/24.
No.
Thank you for all your support over the years. If you have a gift certificate, we'll gladly honor that. Please reach out from the Grape Ape Auto Detailing. So the phone is still active. The business apparently is not. Thanks for your service.
Okay.
Hey, guys, I saw Doug last night at the Chicken and Pickle Mizzou event. Turns out it was actually Frank. That's from Pink Pony Doug. Doug, were you out there
I
last
was
night?
not. I was not.
Martin, I
out
could
there.
see you being out there.
Last year I was. That's when Dennis Gates did the video version
Yes.
of inviting papers to join the squad. I was not there. My colleague Kevin Ryans was out there. There was Coach Drink, Gates, Laird Veach, Chicken and Pickle, Doug. That's the venue.
Is that chicken strips?
I guess
that
it's
what you
all
get?
types of chicken, and then you play pickleball.
Do you like tendies or wings better?
Tendies. Wings, too much work.
Too much work.
Not a lot of payoff.
That's how I feel about the oyster.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not a lot of work. There's just this big shell.
Stone
and
crab.
then there's this stone crab's a nice play.
Crab,
right there.
just in general, like a whole crab. Oh, you got
So much work.
You gotta, your fingers start bleeding.
It starts squirting all over you.
Start bleeding?
Oh yeah. You gotta really.
If you catch a spur.
Yeah.
Has anyone played pickleball here?
I have, sure.
You know, Doug has okay.
I've heard it's high risk for Achilles.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of people in boots that are in their 50s. Oh, pickleball.
Yeah.
I'm bad at racket sports.
It's very easy. The reason it's so popular so quickly is it's very easy to play. You can go out the first day and play.
Sure.
Unlike tennis that requires quite a bit of skill and speed, anybody can play pickleball the first day they get there.
You down on tennis, Martin?
No, I love tennis. I've said on this show they're going to regret taking out all the tennis courts and replacing all of them with pickleball. It's been a trend now in the last few years.
Yeah, tennis is hard.
I've never played pickleball. I just...
You'd like it.
Sounds like you're short in the stock.
No, sometimes just when it's a fad and like, oh, everyone's doing it. You're not playing. What's wrong with you? That's when I say I can't. And I'm sure it's great, and you pickleball people are great people. I just can't.
Why are you yelling?
I think you'd like it. If you like tennis at all, you'd like it.
It's like you're playing.
Because
You're playing ping pong.
It's kind of
on a
stand-up
court.
ping pong, kind of. But unlike tennis, you're not chasing the ball two-thirds
But
of the
that's
time you're out
exercise,
there.
Doug.
Well, playing tennis is fun and exercise, but when the ball goes to the other court and you're walking after it half the time you're out there, that's not so much fun. Get a ball boy.
Work on your game, son.
Why are you so negative?
Yeah.
Charlie Marlowe,
I'm saying pickleball is a lot of fun.
All right.
It's kind of like how racquetball exploded in the 70s just because it was kind of easy. Anybody could smack the ball against the wall. There's a similar element to pickleball.
I miss racquetball. I got to get to playing again. Tim, you want to play some racquetball?
Sure, we can watch John Candy play it and Splash and kind of revise our skills based on that. Was that Splash where he was playing
I
that?
just don't
and his
know.
brother was Tom Hank? Am I right on
so
that?
wish I could
And he
help
fell in
you.
love with a mermaid, and nobody cried out bestiality. I always wondered about that.
It's really early Tom Hanks.
Is that
his debut?
bestiality with a mermaid?
I mean, if you're sleeping with a fish,
But is it a fish or is it a human with just bad feet?
Jackson?
She's a mermaid.
Human with bad feet.
It's Daryl Hannah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she plays a mermaid.
Right. That.
But is it
It's
more
established.
human or animal?
Yeah, answer the bestiality question.
Doug said it was a
Don't
fish
be a
with
coward.
bad
A mermaid.
feet.
Well, I think if your face is human, you're more human
I
than
think so.
a
Got it.
fish.
So if I sleep with a centaur, everybody's going to be cool with it.
It'd be better than sleeping with the opposite, where it's a man's legs and a horse's torso and face.
Oh,
Wouldn't that feel worse?
Is it real tar scent?
Like, that would be way worse. It's got to be a human face.
I'm lost.
Doug, Bud Fox, and Gordon Gecko played racquetball. That's from We Too Low.
Big
yeah.
time.
Everybody did.
He was
that.
smoking.
He was
Charlie,
smoking cigarettes while on the treadmill in his office.
And that is still great exercise, right? Yeah. The one I don't get wall ball, like Francis Park always had the wall ball court.
Yeah.
And there's wide open behind you. You could be chasing that ball.
Oh,
for
you better
days.
believe it.
Yeah.
That's where I grew up.
Those were handball courts.
I think handball, yeah. And that's the one I don't really
Is that where
get.
you play racquetball with no racket? You just slap with your hand?
Yeah,
That sounds terrible.
That's really old school. That's going way back.
Forest Park still has that.
That's when our parents and grandparents couldn't afford a racket.
Right.
So they just hit it with their flippers.
You want to go buy? You want to go buy and just donate a racket? Hey, fellas, here you go.
Doug, padel is the latest racket sport that's taking off. Hubs is into it. It's pronounced padel.
No, what
that's from
is that?
Sharon and Clayton.
I don't think I know what that
All right,
is.
padel
is
is
that with
a-
the
All right,
cage?
he
You got the
says.
cage around you, right?
Got the PE teacher over here who says, all right.
Fast-paced social racket sport, usually played in doubles on an enclosed smaller court with glass walls and wire mesh. It
Yeah.
blends elements of tennis and squash.
In prison.
Yeah, I've heard of that. I don't think I've ever seen anyone playing it in person.
You know what we had, Doug? We had courts, and we had rackets, and we had nets and a ball. It was called tennis, okay?
Right. And tennis complexes sprang up all over town. Remember those? Where there'd be 10, 15 courts all in a row.
Is that right, really?
Yeah. And now then the tennis craze left, and they turned a lot of those into...
When was the tennis craze?
70s.
Got
Yeah.
a bunch of tennis courts. It's Francis Park, where I grew up. But I believe they've been converted, some have, to pickleball courts now.
Yeah, pickleball, indoor soccer. Yeah.
Steamers.
There's a Veta one there in Afton that's full of basketball courts now and some indoor baseball facilities. Just people stop playing tennis. I think it's because it's too much work.
When will jarts have a comeback?
They're illegal now. Lawn jarts, you can't even buy them, I don't think.
Boy, the show started so well. Now this. It's from the Great Bape Auto Detailing.
Hey, you worry about your failed business, pal.
Oh, man. Great Bape Auto Detailing. Don't worry, I got your back.
Call in, Great Bape.
If there's a cash call, I got you. I'll just talk with the Tam Avenue Capital Partners. They're used to it.
Took us less than 20 minutes to get to lawn jarts and bestiality.
And if you had to work it backwards, I don't know how this happened. But that Nathan Church made a great catch at the wall.
Yes.
Cardinals have won 3 in a row. Now they got
Yes.
Paul Skeens. And I said last night or yesterday on the show, it all runs together. Hey, I'm fine if it's one of those mail-in and getaway lineups.
If you get the first 3.
Yeah, and I'm going to have to stand by that, although I'm feeling a little greedy today, Doug.
Yeah, you should feel greedy every game.
I can just tell you this.
Try to
I don't
win
know.
them all.
A little scary for what strikes me as an incredibly obvious under situation. Doug, we monitor the weather at the Tam Avenue Capital Partners headquarters, although we might have to sell off some of our computers just to be able to make some payments.
The fax machine was
The
taken
fax
yesterday.
machine might be able to get us about $125, which we could use and get us maybe 3% of the way home on this week's debt. The weather is conducive to a higher scoring game in Pittsburgh today. So just a heads up on what strikes you as an obvious play. You got Skeens throwing for the Pirates. The total is 7.5. Pirates are minus 220 if you wanted to bet Pittsburgh. Hunter Dobbins getting the ball for the Cardinals, and we will see the lineup, I would imagine, pretty soon. That's an early start in Pittsburgh. 11:36 Central Time. Very specific. 11:36 Central Time.
Boy. Dobbins has only 1 year in the major leagues. That was with Boston, so I imagine not many of the Pittsburgh hitters have seen him, and sometimes that can be a recipe for a pitcher having a good outing.
Why don't I text Ollie? We need the line. Let's go. We'd like the lineup.
Yeah, put that puck on
Or
net.
text McGreevy and say, hey, walk into Ollie's office. Just the boys just kind of want to know what the lineup is.
Yeah.
But if you're on a roll like they are now, why would you ever let your guard down? Why would you say, okay, we have 3 in a row, that's pretty good. Everyone can have the day off. No, go for it. Pedal to the metal.
If you only work 2.5 hours, you shouldn't need any days off. Let's go for a sweep. It's from Craig McTavish's helmetless head.
Agreed.
Let's go for the sweep.
You can call in as well. 314-974-0101. Callier and Thompson phone lines. Text in, Air Comfort Service text inbox. Today is the last day that Jackson Burkett will have for a long time where he's not updating text inbox names. Tomorrow, Doug, it all starts up May 1st. The old maypole.
You can do some dancing? Mm-hmm. Apparently it's big in Russia.
Remember?
Yeah.
And the Central Corridor.
The maypole?
Nope.
Okay.
Foot Fetish Friday.
Well, that's not that big in Russia.
I don't know on that. I don't know what the kinks are over there. Your thoughts? 314-399-9646. You can also talk it over in the Michelob Ultra YouTube chat. Brad in Weldon Springs makes a really good point. Can we talk about Tim's amazing performance yesterday? 8 to 9 hours of perfect radio and podcasting. Wow. That's Brad in Weldon Springs. I don't feel like that's gotten enough. There wasn't an article about it today in the Post-Dispatch or the Sun.
You
It's
talked
usually
for
Friday.
9 hours?
Local broadcast hero Tim McKernan.
Stop it.
That's Senator Chris Gardner to you, sir.
I don't believe he won election.
Jackson disagrees. 7 to 11. We had this presentation, 11 to 12, after the morning after, 12 to 12:40.
Oh.
Spread zone with Riz and Stalter. No talking on the set. The radio wars are intense.
Yeah.
And then Jackson and I from 12:45 to 2, QFTA. So that would be 7 hours. Brad and Weldon Spring, I appreciate the additional hour, but no, it was 7 hours. And a lot of people are saying it wasn't enough.
Really? And then you go home and you ratchet jaw some more?
No, my in-laws took the boys for the evening, and that allowed us to have a spontaneous little dinner out. Would you like to guess where we went?
Can I have initials?
TT Boy.
TT, Taco
TT.
Tuesday. TT. Tomorrow's turnover.
I think Martin's going to get it. That's what
Tower T. Chicken Tower
Great
T.
guess.
Tower T.
It's a great guess.
Trattoria
I was just thinking
Toscano.
it's got to be a trattoria.
Nope.
Second letter, first word.
H.
Thursday tea party. Third letter, please.
E.
The
Nice.
second letter.
That actually is the first word. You got it.
Second letter of the second word.
The White
A.
Castle.
The tacos. The tomato. Third letter, please.
V.
The tavern.
Yes,
The
that's
tavern.
it.
Okay, that was easy.
You ever done, Martin? I feel like that's a place that you would be.
Doherty Ferry-ish.
Aye,
Kind
aye.
of Big Bend, yeah.
Yeah.
Folks that own Corner Bar, I
That's
believe.
right. The Shack, huh? Cam Jansen's guys.
Oh, I like that shack.
That Shack don't play, yeah?
Chicken and waffles at the shack, please.
Forget about it.
The tavern, do they have on the wall? Is the menu still kind of on like the chalkboard thing on the wall? It was. That was a while
It
ago.
might have been. I don't know. I was focused on myself.
Somebody said Twisted Tree. That's a good guess.
That's a good guess. That was a nice guess.
With the TT. That's a good guess. And that's,
a
the
really good
Cyber
place.
folks, too?
That is,
That's
that
right.
is a strong restaurant. That is really good.
So you're saying I made a mistake.
I
That's
don't
right.
know that
on
I've been to the tavern, so I couldn't say.
What'd you get?
Great question. Burger, and it was optimal. Really choice. Burrata, appetizer.
I like burrata.
Is that right?
What is that?
It's like a mozzarella adjacent. It's a very creamy milk cheese. Cow's milk cheese.
Mozzarella adjacent.
Cow's milk as opposed to Bill's milk.
Well, goat's milk is a popular.
It's just
for
cheese?
Yeah, or Bill's.
For an appetizer, you had cheese?
Well, I'm sure there was some sort of
Sourdough bread and delicious vegetables upon which to pour it.
ooh, like a crudité.
Aye.
Okay,
But I'm a
stop
meat
talking
and
in words
potatoes
like that.
guy. You know?
Doesn't sound like it to me.
Give me some meat and some potatoes.
Right.
Hey, let's have Tim over. We'll have meat and potatoes.
Yeah, he's a meat and potatoes guy, but he likes foie gras.
So people, you come over and they just boil sides of beef.
Just a slab of meatloaf.
Sign me up.
Just be
Tavern's
careful.
fantastic. Smell Hunchback of Von Castle.
I haven't been there in a long time. We got nicked at lunch. Just be careful. If anything, no name, doesn't matter. If anything says market price, just be the cheap guy and say, I'm sorry, what is the market price?
Lex, talk to me about how dumb you are regarding Live Golf. Once again, you are proven to be stupid. That's from the Warson Woods Wacko. A lot of listeners are waiting for a statement from Mr. Licks as Live Golf, Doug, is shutting down. Your guy, I know you call him His Excellency. I've always just called him Yasser Al-Rumayyan, has left the board of Live Golf, and now PGA executives are taking phone calls from Live players wanting to get back on the PGA Tour. Now, just this morning, with Saudi's public investment fund pulling its funding after the 2026 season, the Live Golf League has established a new independent board as it attempts to survive a, quote, diversified multi-partner investment model, the league announced this morning. The new board will be led by investment bankers Gene Davis and John Zinman. And I don't know if they're Riyadh natives or not, who the league said have proven track records of navigating complex situations and unlocking value for global organizations to guide the league through its next phase. The PIF had invested in more than $5 billion into Live Golf since its first tournament in June 2022 and was reportedly spending $100 million per month this year. PIF Governor Yasser Al-Rumayyan is expected to step down as Live Golf's chairman. That has been confirmed by ESPN. The PIF is expected to announce as early as today that it will not fund Live Golf beyond this season. So Mr. Licks' statement is critical for the markets because I know there are some people lined up that want to invest in Live.
So those guys that signed those huge contracts, I guess they will stop getting paid those.
Well, I would imagine if they had proper representation, a lot of that was what we call
guaranteed
CIA
money,
cash
right?
in advance.
I feel like they got paid just to come over.
Well, if they got all that money just to come over and now they get to go back to the PGA Tour, they're the big winners, right?
Yeah.
Which is why a lot of PGA Tour members say, I saw Trey Wingo.
He's been very outspoken against
They
the
are
whole
interested
Live deal.
in Bryson and Rahm. Otherwise, Taylor Gooch, enjoy playing member guests. Which is fun, by the way.
Yeah.
Just got to deal with those sandbaggers.
Might be fun for him, too, if he walked away with $50 million.
You're damn right. Yeah.
There was a great post that said, well, at least nobody's reputation was tarnished. At least the competitions were a big hit with fans. At least we had a lot of fun in this tour. And like, no. Like, in other words, Liv was a bust.
Yeah.
And now we await Lix's apology to Mr. Martin. Live, laugh, and free perk. Thanks. That's from Brian Henshin. He is waiting for Mr. Lix's apology to you, Martin.
I suspect we'll get a Vrabel-esque response. And it'll just be something that I'm going to seek counseling and respect my privacy at this time.
Right.
Trey Wingo is a woke loser. Who cares what he says? It's American, the Central West. Trey Wingo? Trey Wingo?
I didn't know he was a woke loser.
I didn't know. That's
I think he chimes in a little bit on politics at times.
Oh, is that right?
But mostly lives in Hawaii. We were trying to get him on to talk Liv, and he said, in Hawaii, little too early.
Sounds like he might have it figured out.
Yes, plays a lot of golf. I might have texted him something about...
Sounds like he's losing.
I might have texted him the night of the draft, and somebody was hosting it here on ESPN. And he just sent me back a picture of his golf setting, and I said, you win.
Yeah,
He had a heck of a run on ESPN. TV and radio, both.
Get involved in the program. Text in, call in, and talk it over with other TMA listeners in the Michelob Ultra YouTube chat. The program's called The Morning After. It's presented by Brown & Crouppen on 101 ESPN from the Stifel Studios. Doug, you requested what?
I did.
Do I hear Hall & Oates sample there? I can't go for that? You hear that? You hear John Oates right there?
Oh, well, not really him.
This isn't John Oates with the vocals, though. There's Daryl Hall.
Okay, now I hear a little of it.
If I mention Hall & Oates, Claves will text in.
Yes. And he's possibly in St. Louis because the Cardinals are in Pittsburgh, and he tends to fade the National League Central trips, minus Chicago.
But Pittsburgh does have that bar where the dwarf lived underneath the bar.
That's correct. Steve Klein, former left-handed reliever, was enamored by that.
Right. So that might have been a reason for Claiborne to go.
I wonder what the rent is on that, because I might, when he moves out.
They still don't draw anybody. It is just disturbing to watch.
What about the guy in the Steelers jersey who was unhappy about the Nathan Church catch?
They did gather for that final out, the two of them.
You know what happened to me for that play? I was watching at a friend's house. A couple of buddies were over. We were watching the game. And balls hit, roped. Ivan Herrera also just like completely dropped his head like, oh, my God, we just lost.
Yes.
The ball is tracking. I mean, the Nathan Church is about to make the leap.
Edmonds,
yeah. And my buddy's TV freezes.
Absolutely
It's
like The Sopranos.
It absolutely freezes, and we're like, wait, don't, no one look, wait. And it
No
just stays
way.
frozen, and then my buddy had, like, ESPN alerts on to, like, tell you, like, anytime anyone scores or when the game's over, and we hear his phone buzz, and it says Cardinals final. So
Hello again, everybody.
So it got ruined. So then we, like, replayed it and watched it, but it was, like, all the excitement was gone. It was crazy. It was like a commercial.
that's what you get sometimes with streaming.
Yeah.
What if you just waited to come in on the show today to find out? Like that whole time, just
Well, I was
wondering.
hoping. I was like, no one look. But we heard his phone buzz because it was right there. I was upset. But what are you gonna do?
Yeah, not much you could do at that point.
Just happy they got the win.
Okay, yes.
The Pirates don't draw people until the Pirates start winning the playoffs. NBA, Major League Baseball, and NHL are sports where only the postseason matters. That's from the amateur proctologist.
Okay.
I think there's plenty of teams that draw during the season as well.
If the listen, I think you're already going to have a great crowd as it is. The weather looks like the forecast has changed in the favor of positive weather for this weekend with the Dodgers in town. No matter what, you're going to have a good crowd just because of the opponent. But, Doug, I've got sunny and 60 tomorrow, and I've got sunny and 58 on Saturday. And, how do you do Sunday? Sunny and 72. Come on down to the old ball yard and watch these Cardinals try and chase down the Dodgers, who, by the way, are kind of falling apart against the Marlins. Lost again last night.
Well, that's all right. It's good for them to taste defeat every now and then.
Maybe the Cardinals will have home field advantage throughout the National League playoffs now.
Well, if Church keeps playing the way he's playing, it could happen.
Nice.
I'm continue to be stunned that they're playing this well. And it no longer looks fluky. You know, it's not just Walker hitting a home run every night. They're getting contributions from a lot of people right now, which is what it takes, obviously, over a long season.
Ackerman said on Twitter yesterday, ticket sales for this weekend series against the Dodgers are good for the weekend, and he's thinking it'll be a 30,000 average. That's from that one guy.
Well, I think Kilcoyne said on TMA on Wednesday that it'll be 30,000 plus each game. Love Tom Ackerman, but I believe it was also stated on this show. We don't need you going up and down the dial. We got you covered. There's this show. There's after the morning after. I do during the morning after at 10 o'clock.
Yep.
Soon to have before the morning after. Kurt and I will start about 3 a.m. from the hallway here.
Yep, our director of sales, Keith Krause, said he came by the studios. We're getting ready to just bring the heat from 11 to 12 yesterday. He goes, you know what? We're not far away from before the morning after. And Doug, can you imagine that opportunity for exposure for you?
I don't need it. I'd rather sleep.
Yeah, and just play Sinbad over and over. Well, they already do that.
The earliest morning shows in this market and most others start at 6, right? Is people start at 5?
I know Riz gets here like at 3 something.
Oh.
Here, let me break it down for you.
But they're not on till 6, right? There's no morning shows that really start
I think
at
in the
5.
past there have been some 5 to 10 a.m. type shows.
Oh.
I got to be honest with you, I don't know if there's enough money. I really don't.
Yeah.
I guess if I could do it from Jupiter. Other than that, not enough money.
5 to 11.
Your guy Imus, I think, was 5, which means 4 Central.
Ooh.
Maybe that's why he moved to the ranch, Mark.
Well, then the ranch is even earlier.
Yeah.
No wonder he couldn't hear what anybody was saying back in Secaucus. What do you think, man? What's wrong talking to me? Yeah, because you're in New Mexico. The rest of the team is here in New Jersey.
What about the Battlehawks? The game's tonight. That's some evil Calvin.
Okay.
They play at Louisville. Doug, those are the Kings?
What a great opportunity for sports fans to get there on Thursday to watch the UFL game and then go to the Derby. I wonder how many people are doing that.
Oh, there's got to be somebody.
Not a lot of crossover.
Hello, St. Louis.
Battlehawks favored by 3.5.
A very special edition of a one-week trial run of a show that may or may not continue after this week, depending on the quality of the show, depending on the sleep habits of the host, and depending on the interest level of advertising for sponsoring it.
Is that a TMA disclaimer?
That was Larry Nickel doing the voiceover for the intro for a show that I think we did for a week when I was negotiating with a guy. Martin, I know you were a big fan of. He handled gift cards.
Yeah. And that was a proposed show?
It was, if I'm not mistaken, I was doing everything I could to either get the cat back or keep the cat. And I said, hey, what if I did a show from 6 to 7 leading into TMA and then maybe generate additional ad revenue to help offset the costs? Would that be something that you'd be interested in? I thought it was a good deed. And then when I didn't do the show after trying it for a week, it was then used against me, even though it was my idea to try to help the station's revenue. It was Doug, it was a torrid love affair.
It really was.
The more work, less pay model.
Yeah. What's the problem, man? You do a little more work, I'll get paid more. How about that?
Now watch me shoot fireworks all over your boy trap.
People turn 6.
It's the intro.
Those fireworks.
And the check's made out directly to me.
Did the gentleman say, well, watch me shoot fireworks all over your boy chest?
Now watch me shoot fireworks all over your boy trap.
Yes, he said
Did Larry Nickel write the open? Did he pen this?
I think it was one of Mike Wallace's final works.
You ever seen The Insider?
The Insider with the great George Clooney.
No, with
Russell Crowe.
Russell Crowe. Mike Wallace's featured heavily
The
in that.
Informant, no, the American. George Clooney. There was something with him.
I think The Informant.
Michael Collins was about the IRA.
Yeah.
Michael Clayton.
Michael Clayton. That's George.
The
Clooney.
Insider, but it's about the smoking industry.
Yes.
Is it
60
not?
Minutes.
Yes. Yes. With Al Pacino. Really good. Really, really good.
Hey, a movie he watched
Yeah, unlike Beaches.
on Golden Pond.
Yeah. Mike Wallace seemed like
Splash.
a man's man.
Chairman Steve from DeMond, who's at war with Wedding Tackle. He is on the Callier and Thompson phone lines, Doug, to give us his thoughts on Nathan Church and Jim Edmonds. Good morning, Chairman Steve.
Okay, calm down.
You love it, Doug. Come on.
Okay.
Tell me you love it.
All right, it's fine. So what's up?
I actually sponsored that 6 to 7 a.m. show.
ROI season.
Yes. I got a lot of work from it,
See?
for sure.
Look at that.
This is
Maybe
when you
we'll bring
were-
it back, Doug. We'll do 6 to 12.
You were a real estate appraisal. I just looked at a couple of comps and shut it down for the day.
Uh-oh.
Yep. There you go, Doug.
Okay.
Steve,
Steve.
Guy.
Hey, Steve, if you don't mind, just drop out the money in the morning. Just make it payable. Just make it cash.
Make it cash.
Okay.
The cash payments, advertising cash payments.
All of our clients are paying 6 months in advance. If that's okay with you.
At least he's getting some time on the air with you imitating him.
I don't know who you're speaking of. Mine is a generic, assembled idea of a person that might run a station. It's not based on any one person.
Kind of sounds like Yogi Bear.
That's who it's based on. Yeah.
This wedding tackle guy, I always like these guys who text in with some anonymous name and take shots at people. But I paid like under $4,000, like $3,500 when I was in that place down there.
You're talking about, for those who aren't familiar, because, Doug, the listeners, they cycle on, they cycle off. I believe Wedding Tackle went after you in the Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling 10 o'clock hour, saying that I like how Chairman Steve writes into the show that he's from DeMond, like it's some kind of flex after renting an apartment in a terrible area of downtown St. Louis near fake Central Park. That essentially was the theme from Wedding Tackle directed at you, Chairman Steve, yesterday. So I've updated the listeners.
No, I actually use my name and just tag where I am and where I live at the time. It's not a flex or anything like that. But DeMont is a wonderful neighborhood.
Really nice.
And I could have moved to some other more expensive neighborhoods, but I didn't want to pay, $1 million for a home. I didn't want to do that. Not at my age. And we don't need that much space. It's just me and my wife. By the way, I think with that extra show and then you did QFTA, Tim, you're actually talking more than my wife now. So congratulations.
Is that a good thing?
How do you do it? My God. What is it like?
I think that's a good question. How do I do it? I think there should be a long feature on that. How do I do it?
I don't know.
I think it's just incredible narcissism. Jackson's nodding.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, for being honest.
I agree. Do you talk that much at home, or is it like is your wife talk a lot or anything like that?
No. This is a good question. I've never thought about it, but no. We just had a standard conversation last night, Doug, as we enjoyed burrata.
Yeah.
And Doug's not familiar with burrata.
No, I'm not.
I'm not a huge fan either. There's too many restaurants that have it, but I don't. Where'd you have burrata?
The tavern.
I didn't hear.
They cycle on, Tim, and they cycle off, because we did talk about this earlier.
The tavern. You ever go to that tavern? I don't know if you've been to it, Doherty Ferry.
I've been there several times. I love the tavern.
I like to picture Tim getting it home after talking for 8 hours straight in all these different formats, and his wife said, "Hey, honey," he's like, "Shh,
not now.
No talking.
Not now." I just put my hand up. Not
no
now.
Talking.
Yeah. Not
Big
now.
Shush.
Nope.
Big shush.
She
I hear you. I tell you what, too, I love that polo that you saw the other day at the soccer game. Didn't someone see him?
Oh,
Jackson,
Polo Asensio,
somebody.
the Spanish language Cardinal broadcaster.
Every time I would see him, he only knew me as the mic drop guy because he listened to my mic drops when I used to do those. And every time I would see him in the building, he'd start yelling at me.
Oh, no.
Like I was doing a mic drop. It was funny. He's a great guy. I enjoy his company. So he was good.
Steve, no offense, but since you moved, it does seem the Cardinals' fortunes have shifted now that you've stopped berating them from the balcony.
I kind of quit gambling, but I told my son I need to put in a bet on the over on the Cardinals just to kind of, because I knew they would do well
On the win
really,
total.
They only have to go 52-80 for the last
28 games over 500. Did you get it
Right?
at 68.5?
Yes, sir.
Oh, you are now that I remember, you are the one who told me the morning of opening day before I drove over and placed the bet with a brick of cash, Doug.
Oh, really?
Right after we did the show at Ballpark Village, you texted me to say it had moved down to 68.5. So we got a free win out of the whole thing. So you did bet it.
Yeah,
God bless. Good for you.
My stepson was on the same app. I tell you what, if they can take down what's his name today, the Pittsburgh
Skeens.
what's the pitcher's name? God,
Paul Skeens.
They could take him down today, which we've had some success against him. Burley, I would take Burley to hit it.
Where'd
he
you go?
always hits them well for some reason.
You cut out there for a moment.
What?
You cut out.
Oh. That's against Skeens. Don't you think so, Doug?
Well, you cut out again. A second time.
Jackson, was it what it like watching the Cardinal game last night? You just wake up, it freezes.
I'm in the valley. That was an exciting game. I enjoy. He's the best. I love that guy. You can play his clips all day.
There you go, Papers.
Just another show after the morning after.
Ooh, Doug, how about that one?
Gosh.
And clips.
You cut out again. That's 3 times you've cut out.
I'm in Chesterfield Valley.
There's a reason why they're going for a third straight cup. These guys know what they're doing.
Oh, they don't get decent cell phone coverage in Chesterfield?
I don't know, Doug.
Okay.
I don't run it.
All right. Well,
What about you? What do you have? I have AT&T. Is that good?
Well, you would think from Chesterfield, you'd think we'd be able to hear you without cutting out all the time.
About forever. I mean, tape 1960. Born is in corrupt. I mean,
You barely noticed that.
Papers are just killing it.
Papers having a big day.
All I have to do is call in, and then Papers finally does his job and plays the damn drop.
Pow!
Yeah, no good deed.
Actually, I love Jackie Boy. I love him. I didn't see you in Des Moines last night. When you coming down again? Now that you live in the West End, you just hang out there?
Yeah, I almost got a place, and I was looking in Des Moines, actually.
Look at you, Lottie frickin' da.
Too pricey.
I know, yeah.
Too pricey, but a great area.
There's some nice apartments there. The parking sucks, though. It's hard.
It's all street parking, pretty much.
Yeah, I just got a ticket the other night when I went down there.
Yeah, in Clayton or anywhere around there.
Golf tournament.
Yeah, they'll get your
Parked
ass.
illegally. But where are you playing this weekend, boy?
Oh, gosh.
It's on me.
What are you playing? You playing St. Louis?
He must have
Just
said Roy.
emptying the holster.
I'm playing Sunday in
St. Louis?
public golf capital of the Midwest.
Waterloo.
Yeah.
You on Ambrier?
Yeah.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah, on Sunday. Yeah.
God, thanks for calling. I must not have been home.
Yeah. It's tough. Well, you were broadcasting for your seventh hour.
What show are you doing Sunday, Tim?
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, maybe I'll do a Jackson pre- and post-round show at Annbriar.
That'd be nice, yeah. Like Gary McCord.
Yeah.
I forgot to mention, too, you were on Pondoffs, too. I'm like, that's even more talking.
3 hours on that podcast. Or was it 3.5 hours? I don't know. Chairman Kurt was hosting it.
Felt like about 15 minutes.
See, Doug, time
Talking
flies.
about what for 3.5 hours?
Myself. That's the brand.
Oh, yourself. Okay. All right.
I would have an intervention, but you would just talk the whole time, and we'd never get to intervene.
Yeah, like
Jesus
Christopher.
Christ.
Like Christopher.
Kind of ironic.
Christopher. That was some funny stuff. But good deal. Well, I don't
Sounds like you got a busy day ahead of you, Steve.
Oh, yeah. Headed to St. Chuck, then Rosebud, then Bourbon, and then end in Afton. So...
Was Bourbon the town or your lunch plan?
Yes, Bourbon the town. I don't drink at lunch when I'm working. Now next Wednesday, I'll be in the green seats. You covering the game down there, Marty, next Wednesday?
Little Brewers Busman special, Martin.
Yeah, until they change it to business person.
Good for you. Thank you. I've been tweeting about that. Got a lot of likes, too.
That was very hurtful to a lot of people.
Yep.
Maybe a call out to Marlowe. I'd like to see him dancing at, what's the place called next to the stadium there?
Oh, Tin Roof. That's Jackson's spot.
Not Tin Roof. the other one.
Patios?
God dang it. What?
Patios?
Patios.
No.
Yeah. Marlowe was famous for dancing at patios on day games.
Really?
I don't know if you knew that.
That's I got to tell you, that surprises me. Martin's going to text, though, to
know
confirm.
what that means.
Yeah.
Well, we got a big show today.
So, Marty, I'll see you down at the stadium Wednesday. All right.
All right.
Love you guys.
Love you, Chairman Steve. Doug is Chairman Steve. He's from Des Moines, and he is at war now with wedding tackle.
Okay. You talked about going to Tin Roof. That's closed now, isn't it?
No.
Jackson
still open?
There.
Yes, Wheelhouse is the one that
Wheelhouse.
closed.
Yeah.
Tin Roof is right next door?
It's in that same kind of area.
Well, Wheelhouse, that was a big deal for a long time.
For sure. Closed after New Year's of 25.
I was just scrolling through my Twitter timeline. First off, nothing from Ella Reese yet this morning. And secondly, to find the Cardinal lineup, and I see that Chairman Kurt did take Doug's, got to retweet that. Doug's Jim Edmonds, Nathan Church thing.
Okay.
And I'm going to go engagement farming.
Yeah. All right. And I'm sure he exaggerated it about 1,000%.
Chairman, what did you do?
All I did was clip what Doug said about Nathan Church is basically Jim Edmonds.
I didn't say basically Jim Edmonds.
Practically Jim Edmonds.
I did not say practically Jim Edmonds.
Check the tape.
I says he's got a touch of Jim Edmonds in him.
I don't know.
Learning.
Dramatic catches.
Yeehaw, it's farming season.
Okay.
Gentlemen, I'm going to call and talk for 10 minutes about nothing. I'll just keep switching subjects until I decide to hang up. That's Paul from the wealthy part of West County, and he's not happy now with Chairman Steve.
Well, it's kind of what happened.
Chairman Steve screams cuckold. That's from the 618. How do you scream cuckold?
No, I guess kind of the way you talk can really take people aback. I don't know. Who knows? I disagree with that text.
Just hang up on this guy. That's from Dirty Chewbacca.
I'm just surprised the reception wasn't better from Chesterfield.
Yeah. It's not too far away from here.
Bourbon and Afton. Wow, some high-dollar appraisals coming, huh? Doug's jockstrap's not happy.
No.
You can't call into this show and experience a win. It's impossible.
When Des Moines not nice enough for you, you got nothing.
Doug, you want some odds on the Cardinals to make the playoffs. What do you think that number would be?
Oh, like a percentage?
Like if you put $100 on it, what would you get paid if they made the playoffs? What do you think?
You might get paid.
These are fresh numbers, boys.
I'd say you might get paid $300.
Jackson Burkett, DBA Papers.
Cardinals to make the playoffs, I'll put at plus 900.
Martin Joseph, not Patrick, Kilcoyne.
700.
Plus 430. Doug wins the Showcase Showdown.
Wow, not good enough.
Now you're not going to fire that bullet?
No.
Okay, fair enough.
It's a long season.
The win totals. The Cardinals started the season at 68.5. The win total now, 75.5.
There we go.
Where would you go on that?
I'd go over that. If the number was like 81, I'm under that.
Okay.
It's my window.
When you take the Phillies and the Mets out of the equation for the wild card, it's very early to do that, I realize, but they're both off to horrendous starts. If you take them out of the wild card picture, the Cardinals' chances are,
sure,
much better than they would have been.
Just pure math. For the record, the Mets win total now is at 78.5, and the Phillies is at 81.5. And with regard to those two teams, one who has parted ways with their manager, the other who may be doing that. The Phillies are plus 172 to make the playoffs, and the Mets, a team considered to challenge the Dodgers by many in their preseason predictions for the National League pennant. The Mets are plus 240 to make the playoffs. Just for some context. For the record, the Dodgers over-under on wins this year now is at 103.5.
Oh.
103.5. They are 20-11 at the moment.
Pretty high.
Cardinals are 17-13. And if they beat Skeens today and sweep the Dodgers this weekend, they will be ahead of the Los Angeles Dodgers and might just be the second best team in the National League as the summer of love in St. Louis is approaching. Doug, get ready. There will be sundresses. Remember that film? There Will Be Blood? Daniel Day-Lewis, right?
I missed that one.
Same year as
oil industry.
Same year as Michael Clayton.
Aye.
Same year as No Country for Old Men.
2005?
Seven. There Will Be Blood's amazing.
What's that about?
Oil.
Yeah, like the oil scene with Kylie Ireland and Jill Kelly and Chasey Lane.
If I say I'm an oil man, you will agree.
I have $10,000 on the over at 69.5. I have 1,000 on the over at 80, and I have 500 on the over at 90. Doug, that's Paul from the wealthy part of West County.
Maybe he's going to get wealthier.
Rich get richer, huh?
Well, he seems to. We haven't received a stock tip in a while.
Yeah, we could use a hot stock tip.
Mm-hmm. He used to offer those. And we were also a Swingers bulletin board.
That's correct. Caller Adam and Chairman Steve tied for first as far as the best callers on this show. Doug, that's from Scott's Wrinkled Ballsack. How about that?
Okay.
Would you rank them as such?
No, I think Adam probably would not be in the top.
How dare you?
50.
How dare you, sir?
He wouldn't make the top 50.
Do you guys take calls on the after show?
Yeah, and caller Adam was the first caller. So when we do our After the Morning After trivia contest, he will always be there in history.
I think he's the only one we've had, too, isn't he?
Well, that also is a factor.
No one else knows the number.
636-9004-TMA.
Oh.
There you go.
I caught a snippet. Was it yesterday? I can't remember the days anymore, Doug, but something about how Iggy said he can't walk down the street without people coming up to him.
Mm-hmm. Wanting pictures.
Yes.
I love when she teases like that.
See? How about that? That's from 11 to 12 every day. Get involved on the program like Chairman Steve did, 314-974-0101. You're welcome to text in, 314-399-9646. And, of course, talk it over with other TMA listeners, youtube.com/TMASTL. On the Polos Plus dossier, we will be joined by Brad Thompson, and he will be joining us coming up at approximately, on this Polos Plus dossier, 8:30, because we've got an early start in Pittsburgh. Will we see the getaway day lineup? I think we will.
And with this team, to be honest, it takes a little deciphering what exactly is.
Yeah, that's also.
So the beef for the topic last week was it was Wynn, Walker, Burleson all off at the same time, and Wynn had been red hot. That was the getaway game in Miami.
If you just get the first four in there, get those first four guys, Weatherholt, Herrera, Burleson, and Walker, I'm okay with any other games you want to play. But those 4 need to be in there.
Paul Skeen, 6 career starts against the Cardinals. 0-4 is his personal one-loss record. ERA, however, 2.39. There was only one game where they got him good for 5 earned runs. Otherwise, it's 0 earned, 2 earned, 1 earned, 2 earned, 0 earned. So overall, they haven't crushed him except for the one time.
Yeah.
We will be monitoring that because that's probably going to be coming out pretty soon. Brad Thompson's going to be with us at 8:30 on the program. We are in the Healthcare Evolution 7 o'clock hour here on the Morning After. Healthcare Evolution is online at healthcare-evolution.com. And you can email in for our Design Air Heating and Cooling email today, coming your way at 9:45. Design Air online at designairservice.com. That's where you can go right now to sign up for their service plan. And that means now it's out of sight, out of mind. They reach out to you when the weather is warming up to check your air conditioning and make sure it's ready to go for the warm weather months, and then in the fall to get your furnace tested and ready to go for the cold weather months. It's Design Air Heating and Cooling. Just sign up right now at designairservice.com, and that takes care of it. Martin's a client. Doug's a client. I'm a client. Longest running sponsor on TMA is Design Air Heating and Cooling. They've been sponsoring this show for a decade. Sponsor of the email of the day, that's Seth Goldcamp and his team at Design Air Heating and Cooling. Online at designairservice.com. The program's called TMA. It's presented by Brown & Crouppen on 101 ESPN.
This is Jackson with a Sports Center update. That's brought to you by Universal Windows Direct. The Cardinals are going for the sweep following their dramatic win last evening in Pittsburgh. They will take on the Pirates today with an 11:35 a.m. first pitch. Hunter Dobbins towing the slab for the Cardinals in his debut for the Redbirds. That was their Sports Center update brought to you by Universal Windows Direct. You'll be saying, I love my windows.
Very nice.
Kind of an OAR vibe.
I feel more Fallout Boy. Maybe a touch of Panic at the Disco.
Or Train or Big.
A little bit of that.
And where did you get this recording from, Chairman Kirk? Because obviously it was live.
This is a Rodgers and Hammerstein.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
We got competing artists.
I would say, was it Rising Tides, Raise All Ships? Whatever.
That's exactly what it is.
Whatever, something about water.
It's a very nice tune.
Can Ali keep these youngsters in line, whether they're on the field or on the pine, and turn these boys into men? Sports fans, we adore you, but we wanna know who's big for you. Many Cardinal legends came before you, but we need to know who's big for you.
Crowd's certainly into it.
Yeah.
Well, Doug's jockstrap likes it. Get the brooms out. Sweep incoming. Doug, you were going to owe me that French kiss. That's from Doug's jockstrap. You got a French kiss?
I did not. No. No, that won't happen. Sweep would be nice.
The win last night, getting the Cardinals 3 straight after losing 3 straight to the Mariners over the weekend. Nathan Church with a game-saving home run, robbery, I should say, right at the final pitch that Riley O'Brien thought was gone, and you could see him mouth the words, "Oh my God." Here is some post-game from the Cardinals.
Man, a lot to that one. Guys played hard, but again, they make it exciting and close. You look at what happened there in the later innings, and we just had trouble getting out. Sawyer did a really nice job there. I'll back up. And JoJo in that spot against Ozuna gets that ground ball to third. Lefties keep him on the ground quite a bit, so he takes his shot there. Really nice job executing. And then Soriano made pitches, and even when we didn't make plays behind, man, he just continued to do his job. So that was awesome to see. Good reads there by JJ coming in on that ball, trying to get the double play, but overall, a lot of positives.
It's interesting that when Church comes in, their best defensive outfielder, and he's in left, which turns out to be great. They leave Scott in center. Yeah. I think Church is comfortable playing both left and center, whereas Scott's maybe more comfortable in center. Last night's one of those nights I really wanted the old school Foxman West post game because I wanted to hear from Church.
Yeah.
I wanted to hear from Riley O'Brien. Mm-hmm. Luckily, fortunately, Derek Gould, Jeff Jones are still on-site reporters, but from a TV perspective, you're watching. You did hear from Ollie. They had Herrera on the field. He even said he thought it was gone. But that was one of those nights I could have watched an hour of postgame.
Yeah, and Victor Scott snuck up on Danny Wexelman for a little interview there for a while.
They're just having fun, Doug.
Uh-huh. Apparently theirs is also a type of show where friends feel they can drop in at any time.
You're welcome to drop by, just like Chairman Steve did in the Healthcare Evolution 7 o'clock hour.
And that went over really well with the audience.
The audience enjoyed it. 314-974-0101 on the Polos Plus dossier. Brad Thompson will be joining us coming up at 8:30 here on the program. The other topic that is very hot in St. Louis, Jeremy Rutherford in studio yesterday, brought to you by Mark Hanna of Evergreen Wealth Strategies, to talk about a variety of Blues questions, but the one that we see quite often in the Air Comfort Service text inbox is regarding Brady Tkachuk. Well, Brady Tkachuk addressed the future with the Senators, and the rumors about him are, quote, becoming a distraction. Doug, take a listen to Brady Tkachuk.
Okay.
Brady, there's been a lot of discourse regarding your future since the series ended. What is that a discussion you plan to have with Steve Stales this summer? Or?
Well, I mean, of course, I wasn't here for, everybody's meetings and the other day, and so I haven't had the chance to talk to Steve, but I mean, I feel like I've answered this hundreds of times that none of that I feel like I've never shown. I've never said. None of those things ever came out of my mouth, and quite honestly, it's just getting frustrating. It's becoming a distraction, and because I have been fully committed to this team, to the city, and it's just becoming a distraction, frustrating to deal with.
As he's wearing an Obie Clark's hat.
They all have the same voice, don't they?
Hey, he says, what do you think? That's my kid, Doug.
Matthew has the same voice. Walt has that voice.
I had Strick on TV last night, and he said he really doesn't see it happening this summer. He said if you look at what Matthew did when he did want to leave Calgary, he had 1 year left on his deal, and he was able to negotiate an extension. He said that's probably a more likely model. If you're Brady Tkachuk and you're looking to leave, next summer you've got 1 year left on your deal, and that's when you'd be likely to do it. So I said, do you think he wants to play in St. Louis? And Andy said, not really. He said if he had his choice, it'd probably be Florida with Matthew if he could play there. He goes, or New Jersey where he has some family ties. So I don't think he's trying to angle his way. Sometimes things get leaked out because the player really wants to end up in a certain spot. I don't think he's pining to play in St. Louis.
I thought that Jeremy Rutherford hinted at that. I don't think that is necessarily resonating with Blues fans. But that is, I get that read from JR that is the same situation, that he is not looking to play in St. Louis. So there's that factor as well.
Yeah, at his stage of his career, and he's right smack in the middle of his prime right now, I would think if he's going to want to go anywhere, it'd be somewhere where you have a real legitimate shot at a cup right away. And I'm not sure the Blues are in that mode at the moment.
Boy, the Ottawa Senators have to be among the. We did the list the other day, just off the top of our head, tortured fan bases. I would think the Ottawa Senators would be on the list of most just sort of nondescript, generic. Like when you think of you don't say, oh, remember that horrible loss? No. Remember that year they won big? No. Just really, they're there.
Yeah.
Strick doesn't know squat. This is the same dude who guaranteed Matthew would be a Blue, Martin. That's from Sharon and Clayton.
Oh, wow. Going after Strick?
Yeah.
Okay.
That sounds like the name of a show. Strick doesn't know squat.
Maybe that can be our 8th hour.
I think he knows the Tkachuks fairly well. I think the Matthew to the Blues was definitely more in play. And Doug Armstrong has talked about it. They could not put a deal together that Calgary wanted in terms of NHL-ready player. That would be a hockey trade, Doug, that the Flames wanted. The Blues are offering more of the draft picks. So that one, I think, was in play where Matthew was legitimately possibly coming here. And in the end, he loved the idea of going to Florida. But the Brady thing, I think, is just a little more of media talk and fan speculation. And then when somebody said, oh, you could get Robert Thomas for him, at that time, Strick, who knows nothing, is that what it is? Doesn't know anything?
Squat.
Doesn't know squat. Yep. Said, well, that wouldn't make sense because one of Brady's reasons for possibly coming to St. Louis would be to play with Robert Thomas. So a lot of it is just, it's just noise. But I love the fact he's shooting down the gossip, the rumors, which much of it has to do with him going to St. Louis. while wearing an Obie Clark's hat.
And I think in his
Home of the
position,
Dirty Wings, which I would like to recommend.
he has to shoot down the
market
talk,
price?
doesn't he?
Oh, they're a market price.
If he doesn't shoot down the talk, then that's all he's going to hear about. Right. If he says, well, yeah, I'm about ready to get out of here, love to go play somewhere else, then that becomes an enormous story, and that becomes the entire offseason in Ottawa.
According to who? Arch said that to you?
No.
Yeah.
So there's our industry in a very brief soundbite. Do you think Brady has enough money to afford a place at One Cardinal Way or in Des Moines? That's from Wedding Tackle, and he is not done with Chairman Steve. Very heated warfare.
I think he'd get frustrated with the parking situation in Des Moines, and that's probably why he's going to nix any deal. He's like me. He likes free parking. And I don't imagine you get much in Des Moines without risking a ticket.
Being a star athlete in your hometown would be brutal. Couldn't go anywhere without being bothered, and even worse, you'd probably be asked every day to appear at some event for free. It's from the Hunchback of Vaughn Castle.
Yeah, well, there is that. Yeah. There is that.
Tim Chuck Marlowe has responded
regarding the allegations that he likes to dance after day games at patios, which really surprised me.
Chairman Steve said that was a thing for Marlowe, and Chuck said, I definitely sang some karaoke back in the day. And then the next text said, oh, patios? Yeah, probably early days, 2008, 2009.
Yeah, that'd make sense. Yeah. So in the 2020s, Charlie Marlowe would surprise me if I saw that, and might stage an intervention, honestly.
But the early days in his St. Louis arrival, apparently he liked to dance at patios.
Yeah.
Really?
Doug was never going to leave his wife for me, so I figure I might as well marry a woman.
Context, please.
Guys, any Derby talk? Who we like? Thanks. 618. Jackson already gave you the winner yesterday. Jackson, would you like to give it to the people?
The Puma.
See? There you go. There it is. There's your answer, 618.
Okay. Well, I know Silent Tactic has a foot injury, and he's out now.
Yeah. Replaced with a 50-1 horse.
And Renegade got stuck with the number one post. And there's your Kentucky Derby coverage, ripped from the headlines of ESPN.com.
Doug, you want a swinger tip? Here you go. The first Saturday in May is a huge swinger event. You should have been there at 150. Wow. That's from the Swing Haven board member.
At 150. Wow.
Doug, you wanted a swinger tip. The first Saturday in May is a huge swinger event. You should have been there at 150. Wow. That's from Swing Haven board member. What does that mean?
I wanted a stock tip more than the swinger tip. And is 150 a location, or is that a time? I should have been there at 150.
St. Charles County. Is 150 a location, or is that a time? Doug wants to know.
150?
He said you should have been there at 150. I should have been where, or is 150 the place? You're the swinger, not me.
I'm not a swinger. My head hurts now.
It's the stock tips I want.
Speaking of Des Moines, is Brady aware of how exceptional the seasonal ravioli special is at Louis? Currently running a carrot hazelnut ravioli that's to die for. That's from the 314.
Okay.
Doug, you ever had a carrot hazelnut ravioli?
Can't say that I have. No, I do enjoy ravioli. That's why they call me Ravioli Head.
I sit next to the owner every day at Saratoga. His box is next to mine, Chester Broman, Mr. and Mrs. Broman, lovely people. They have a lot of horses. That's one of their horses. That horse has been a favorite of mine, and I've been very lucky with that horse through the years. I know the horse well. John Kimmel trains, who I talk to all the time. He sits next to me at Saratoga also. I know the horse very well as I know any horse.
Gosh, he said horse a lot.
And he was away for a while, Francesca, but he didn't die. He just had knee surgery. And you guys cleaned that up yesterday.
Painstakingly so.
I thought he could have said one sentence, that I'm out because I had knee replacement surgery. It took him about 15 minutes to say that.
Steve from Des Moines is a national treasure. All these losers outside of St. Louis County proper are just jealous of people with options other than chain restaurants. Doug, that's from Carlos Spicy Wiener.
Huh. Okay. So he's a fan of Steve.
Yes, he's an alliance.
But they don't just have chain restaurants in St. Charles, do they? They've got restaurants out there that aren't chains.
150 is a mile marker. Rest stop lovin' for Doug. That's from the 314. So that's the place to be, I guess.
You know,
Where?
that's
What highway?
You know, it's so folksy to refer to things by mile markers.
You still got to tell me what highway, though, right?
No, it's folksier if you don't.
Okay.
Doug, you're right. Burrata at Louie is totes yums. That's from the Crestwood Coyote.
I've never had it. I didn't even know what it was.
What's your favorite appetizer, Doug?
Probably
Meat and
grilled
potatoes.
grilled mushrooms.
Sounds awful.
Stuffed mushrooms. Oh, it's great.
No, stuffed mushrooms. Now we're workshopping a little closer, but
yeah.
grilled mushroom.
Oh, yeah.
Could you guys ask the Swing Haven board member what's the cost for a single "My wife doesn't want to go"? Doug, that's the Devil's Crotch, and he's in the Michelob Ultra YouTube chat, and he wants to go to this mile marker 150 swingers party.
We got to have a highway first.
Chairman Kirk just responded at $79. So there it is. 303 friends have gathered in the TMA STL YouTube channel, and they're talking it over, and they're trying to find out the location and the time of this party at mile marker 150. If we could just get the highway, we'll all be there. We'll do a remote. You can email in for the Design Air Heating and Cooling email today, the morning after at InsideSTL.com. That comes up on the Polos Plus dossier at 9:45. We're going to have Brad Thompson with us coming up at 8:30 on the presentation. If you miss anything, you podcast it via the Schaefer Door Company podcast app. That's Jason Gosrow and Schaefer Door Company. Online at schaeferdoor.com, SCHAEFER door.com. Any issues with your garage door, whether it be residential, whether it be commercial, work with Jason Gosrow, longtime sponsor of this program, and Schaefer Door Company. Matter of fact, he set up a phone number specifically for TMA listeners to move to the front of the line. That number to call or text is 636-782-3608. Go online at schaeferdoor.com. Schaefer Door, with service and new installs with LiftMaster. LiftMaster garage door opener, strong, quiet, and versatile. It's LiftMaster and Schaefer Door online at schaeferdoor.com. Coming up on TMA, Brad Thompson at 8:30, and Doug, Nick Saban talking about Miss Terry.
Oh, what's she up to?
Oh, you're going to hear. It's coming up here on TMA 101 ESPN.
I tell you all the time about AutoLoanPro.com. I'm on the site right now, just kind of browsing along here. They've got a 2021 Kia Soul, 2018 Chevy Cruze, all these different cars available with little to no money down and the absolute best rates possible. That's what they do at AutoLoanPro.com. They know that anyone can sell you a car. It takes a pro to do it right. Get online, check out the cars, and don't worry. Whatever the situation, whatever the circumstance, they'll get you approved. A lot of folks get nervous about that financing. The Auto Loan Pro will get it done for you. They are part of the Lita family. They work with over 50 different lenders. That's how they get the absolute best rates possible. A lot of good-looking vehicles here, reasonably priced. All of it on that website. You can also find the free playbook. Download that. I'm looking right here. Auto Loan Pro Playbook. Get a play-by-play guide on rebuilding your credit and getting the auto financing when you start with Auto Loan Pro. There's the playbook right there. Download it, and you'll learn more about how the credit industry works. So they'll get the car for you and get your credit back on track, all of it one spot, online, AutoLoanPro.com. That's all you need to know is to choose the Pro.
TMA 101 ESPN show broadcasting from the Stifel studios. Tim McKernan, Doug Vaughn, Martin Kilcoyne with you. Jackson Burkett is on the ones and twos. Chairman Kurt filters phone calls. He filters emails. Coming up, Brad Thompson going to join us as the Cardinals have won 3 in a row. Anybody seen the lineup yet? We're 3 hours away from first
still
pitch.
Looking. I've been scanning. I've been looking.
I don't see it yet.
Super secret.
Yeah.
No, I don't see it. I see an expected lineup on one of the fantasy baseball sites.
Oh, they're right. What are they saying?
They're saying Weatherholt, Herrera, Burleson, Walker, Gorman, Wynn, Church, Pahe, Scott. But that's the normal lineup that they would run out there on most days.
Burleson in his career, 6 for 17 against Paul Skeens. Now, mostly singles, but 6 for 17. Nolan Gorman, 2 for 8. Victor Scott, 2 for 7. They've had a little bit of success.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Urias can lead off. Maybe Pozo cleans up.
I don't know.
Ooh. 11:36 first pitch in Pittsburgh as the Cardinals try to sweep the Pirates.
Why 36? I mean, the fans don't go anyway. So when's the game? It's sometime in the 11 o'clock hour. Fans are like, fair enough.
I think it's for Jerome Bettis.
I like that.
Nice papers. Real nice.
I'm just confirming he wore number 36. He did.
Yeah,
I feel confident.
And then
both teams.
Who was 33? Is that Najee Harris? Because they were riding Nathan Church as he was making the catch. You got to zoom
Franco
in.
Harris?
32, I think.
Yeah.
Let's talk about
It wasn't Rocky Blyer.
Lynn Swan?
No, he was 80-something. Yeah.
88, I believe.
Well, you're welcome to get involved by calling in with your favorite Steeler players. 314-974-0101. Callier and Thompson phone lines. Text in to the Air Comfort Service text inbox, 314-399-9646. And then, of course, you're welcome to talk it over with other TMA listeners in the Michelob Ultra YouTube chat. Michelob Ultra got beautiful weather here in the St. Louis area. Why, Doug? I don't see a cloud in the sky.
I don't either.
It's going to be a lovely day. The flags are not blowing, so the hawk is down. Maybe a good day for you to hit higher shots and see if you can land those close to the pin today with that wind down. It's Michelob Ultra. Go out there and enjoy it with your friends. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. 95 calories, 2.6 grams of carbohydrates. The sponsor of the YouTube chat on The Morning After on 101 ESPN, where 290 friends have gathered to talk it over. So we welcome them to participate in the conversation. We welcome you to subscribe to the channel, and that is where you can also watch after the Morning After from 11 to 12. Doug, you're always a fan of Nick Saban. You like his media interactions.
Well, he's better now than when he was an active coach.
He was sitting down with Paul Feinbaum on his program live at a golf tournament yesterday that the SEC coaches were playing in. Not all of them, but some of them were down there. And Feinbaum asked about the possibility of him returning to coaching.
Was there ever, or is there anything that would ever convince you or entice you to come back?
Well, when people call, all I can tell all the fans out there is, Miss Terry says, if you take a job, you're commuting. She's not moving. She's not leaving the grandkids. She's not leaving any of that.
So the answer is probably no.
No, that's probably right.
And he still lives down there in Tuscaloosa, is that right?
I believe so.
So when that job comes open again, then he'll be asked a question again.
Well, Kalen DeBoer has signed that big extension.
Yeah, well, he can be fired with one bad year.
Give me an example.
Well, it happens all the time.
Yeah, no example, though, I note.
What about that show you did for a week from 6 to 7?
Jimbo Fisher?
That was my choice, then it was leveraged against me in order to keep the cat away. It's amazing, Martin. Hey, I'll do this show, and then maybe we can have some extra money. Okay, now you got to do it, or else we're not going to bring back the cat. Doug, it was an amazing...
Now you can't leave.
Now you can't. Once again, a Bronx Tale. Chaz Palminteri.
Okay.
Will that be reviewed on Movie Boy this week?
No.
Okay. Are you and Gareth back together?
Yes.
Oh, what are you guys doing this week?
Fun
movies.
It's going to be a fun one. We're looking at the slate. This is going to be a bad venue for me to announce this. I can already tell.
Hold on.
Martin's sitting on a feather over there. We're going to take a look at the slate of movies coming up this year. We're picking 10 movies, and we are going to guess the Rotten Tomatoes score of the movies before
Doug,
they come out.
Tune in on Saturday.
And then we'll see who gets to the closest.
Guess I'll cancel my Saturday plans.
All right. What do you got coming up that I can crap on?
Oh! I am actually interested, but it's movies that came out this year.
I don't need to be patronized.
No, all right, sounds stupid.
Now
Never mind.
Now we've upset it.
I was actually trying to follow it more closely. So movies that were out this year, you're going to guess how they were received.
How they will be reviewed.
Oh, will be.
Yes.
Okay, so it's sort of a predictionary.
Yes. In a
Okay.
way. Yeah, I think it'll be kind of fun. And
Movie Boy's over. Eric in the Central West End. You're going to have to show him. You're going to have to show him.
It's fine.
You want to keep that same energy when Movie Boy is named Best Podcast.
By who?
Maybe like a West End Weekly.
We'll take it.
Top podcast newcomer in the STL.
And it's like a picture of me with my
Saturday
arms
market.
crossed.
Yeah.
Like with popcorn in my hand.
Gareth has never been with a woman. Herb, on the other hand, has slayed some of the finest women. That's from the Warson Woods Wacko updating you, Doug, on the love lives
How would
of
he
Jackson's
know?
friends.
How would this guy know?
Who knows?
Is someone feeding him that information?
Is Herb local?
Was. No, in New
He
York
got too
City.
big.
Speaking of pickleball, Herb, outstanding pickleball
Oh,
player.
could be a fun little feature, Martin, on Sports
Outstanding.
Final.
And tonight, we were hoping to be joined by Jim Montgomery. Instead, we'll play pickleball with Herb. Yeah, sounds good to
So
me.
I thought
one viewer
I'd
here.
give it a try.
That was Rich's Sunday guest one time. I said, who's on? Well, it's my neighbor. And I said, your neighbor's on the show? He goes, well, he's good at fishing. And I said, okay.
Seems like an excuse for Rich to go fishing.
Doug, shorts or long pants this afternoon? Thanks. That's from Starfish Street.
Well, what are you doing?
It sounds like he's playing golf.
I'd go long pants.
Yeah, I'd go long trousers. Khakis, preferably.
Pleated?
Oh, gosh, yeah. With a nice belt.
Yeah.
My favorite Steeler is Hakeem Butler of our Battlehawks star wide receiver. Caw. They play tonight.
Okay.
He is a
Yell at
stud.
us.
I don't know why he's not in the NFL. I think he had a cup of coffee with the Steelers. He's a big guy, played at Iowa State, makes nothing but great catches. I don't get it. Recchi Prohl actually, post-game one week, said, I don't know why this guy's not in the league.
My favorite's Kerry Davis.
He's your favorite Battlehawk? Steeler.
Paul Thomas Anderson movies, 90%. Michael Bay movies, 20%. Boom, episode done. So Movie Bitch and Gare Bear can talk about geriatric sports revolutions. That's from Carlos Spicy Wiener. He's critical of you being down on Michael Bay.
I like some Michael Bay stuff.
What Michael Bay stuff you like?
You ever seen The Ambulance?
Doug, have you seen Ambulance?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, Ambulance is great. The original Transformers.
What?
Yeah, those are some
Megan
good.
Fox.
Yeah, then there's some bad ones. See Pearl Harbor. Oof.
Josh Hartnett. The ladies loved Josh Hartnett, and then he
Ben
decided, I
Affleck.
don't want to be a star no more, is what he said.
Yeah, he's back, though.
Yeah.
Big time.
You didn't like the movie Pearl Harbor?
No, sir.
Okay, sorry.
What a win for the Doggies last night. Comeback win to beat Chicago 2-1 to advance to the U.S. Open Cup quarterfinal. This has never been done in the history of the franchise before. That's from Barry Scrotum.
Oh, his last name is Scrotum?
I just read what's in the prompter.
It was an exciting win, Doug. They were down
How about that?
1-0 on the road in Chicago. They're having a rough season. This is outside of MLS play, but the opponent was from the MLS. Don't get confused, but it was exciting. That Edu Leuven, his wife died of brain cancer earlier this year, had the assist to tie it, and then got the game-winning goal.
Yeah, 78th minute, and now the quarterfinal is going to take place. Let's see.
They were
The
finding out this
draw.
morning, I think,
Yeah,
right?
we'll find out when it's going to take place. They'll take on Austin Sunday.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. Well, that's not the U.S. Open Cup.
Oh,
that's the MLS
I'm
play.
sorry.
So how about that, Doug?
Okay. Now, do they go full bore on both? They make these guys play.
Well, that's
a
actually a
tough-
great question. And the first year, when they were having a really successful MLS season, they kind of downplayed a little bit of the U.S. Open Cup, more like a getaway lineup. But this year, they're struggling, and so I think they're kind of going all in for it. Why not?
Yeah.
Try and win a piece of hardware is what they've been saying.
Okay.
But I don't think we've got the next. They're in the quarterfinals. It was kind of fun. We had that going on. We had the Cardinal game going on, Doug. It was a great night for our town.
Did you go to any of the games or just hunker down at the headquarters?
Well, one was in Pittsburgh, one was in Chicago. But
So you didn't go to either one?
I did not.
It's like Doug's disappointed in you.
You got to be committed to this if you're going to make it work.
Guys, I went to my first and last City game last weekend, had great row 3 seats, and the people in row 2 refused to sit the entire game. Worst fans in sports. That's from the 314. So is this person saying that the fans in front of him were standing the whole time?
Sounds
is that correct?
like it,
okay.
Yeah.
I support that. I know you don't like that, though, Doug.
Well, if there's a section where everybody's standing, great. But when you stand, you're telling everybody else, you also have to stand because I want to. And if everybody sits, everybody sees.
Doug's kind of slowly morphing into Dorothy Light. He's going to be writing into sound off.
There's a big moment, get up on your feet, yell and scream. Yeah, but for the whole game, it seems almost selfish to me. I don't care if the kid behind me can see or not.
I was in one of those sections, and my wife and I, we just sat down for a while. We said, no, we just can't see anything going on. Just sit this out for a while.
Yeah.
Let me know if they score.
So are you in favor of that? How can you be? You pay your money to go, and there's some giant guy right in front of you. Your kid can't see. You can't see. How could you be in favor of that?
Yeah, I don't know. Pulling got me the seats. I don't care. Probably.
Jackson just gave you the rap side.
Wow. Movie boy doesn't give 2 rips about what I have to say about city experience. I make one patronizing yet pretend complimentary comment, and it's over.
Yeah, that ended it. Brad Thompson next here on TMA 101 ESPN from the Stifel Studios. Welcome back to the Morning After 101 ESPN and the TMA STL YouTube channel. Tim McKernan, Doug Vaughn, Martin Kilcoyne with you on the program. And it is our pleasure to welcome to the Callier and Thompson phone lines live from Pittsburgh, where the Cardinals will try to complete a 4-game sweep against the Pittsburgh Pirates and Paul Skeens today here in 3 hours. It's our pleasure to welcome to the program Brad Thompson on the Callier and Thompson phone lines. Morning, Brad.
Good morning, gentlemen. Are you not entertained at this point? Are you kidding me with this series? Had a little bit of everything.
It's wonderful. I was watching the game last night with my family, and when that ball came off the bat, I was despondent for about a second and a half. And then I saw Nathan Church make the catch, and I was overjoyed. I would imagine you thought that ball was gone off the bat.
Are you serious? Absolutely thought that ball was gone, just like everybody else. You saw Riley O'Brien when he threw it. He basically hands on the knees, looking over his shoulder, and then the leaping grab. I think the number was a home run in 27 of 30 ballparks. And thank goodness it's one of the 3 that it wasn't a homer. Church came up big again, and it's kind of been the story really throughout this the whole season, but certainly this series, just different heroes emerging at different times. It's been awesome to watch these guys fight.
When I saw Church make that catch, it made me think he's got a little bit of Jim Edmonds in him, just a touch of Jim Edmonds with his flair for those dramatic catches, and kind of a similar type player. Clearly not at that level yet, but do you see that, or am I just nuts?
Well, I see a great outfielder. So, obviously, I think Jim Edmonds is a Hall of Famer, in my opinion. So, that is high praise to be able to throw out for him. Yeah, this is a guy that has been rated the best defensive outfielder in the organization the last couple of years. He's got a cannon for an arm. He does all the little things right out in the outfield. His instincts are great. You're seeing teams, when he picks up the ball or when Walker picks up the ball, they're thinking twice about taking that extra bag. So, I think that's very, very high praise as a defender for sure with a comp with Jimmy.
It's interesting that he's considered the best defensive outfielder, but he's in left late in the game, which turns out to be perfect. Is that because you think Victor Scott's less likely to play left, whereas Church can do both?
Yeah, I think it's one of those things where he's super versatile, and as is Vic, but he just had more reps out in center field. Like, I love my chances. If I'm a pitcher, if I've got Church in left, Vic in center, and now Walker's got some really good range and instincts in right, you feel pretty good about nothing being able to hit the ground. If it's up in the air, those 3 guys are going to be able to track it down. So, yeah, absolutely. I think that everything for Church plays well out in left field or in center field, but late in the game, like if you need to make a switch and you want to flip out Vic, if you don't like the matchup with his bat against somebody, you could bring in a right-hander and feel very comfortable with Church roaming center field late in the game.
Brad Thompson with us here on the program. We have been speculating what the lineup's going to look like today. Have you had a chance to glance at it? Because we have not seen it on social media.
Look, even if I had a chance to glance at it, you know the rules, okay? Can't until Vegas sees it. Nobody can see this lineup.
Is that
no,
right?
I haven't. Yeah,
so
Vegas
this would be a trade violation here.
Yeah, when I say Vegas, I mean the commissioner's office, which is also, Vegas. You got to get everything out there first before they see everything. But no, I actually have not seen it. And you know what I hope? I hope it's one of those lineups where everybody's mad and then they end up scoring a ton of runs. I think that one would be great. Now, remember, before we see the lineup, too, the Cardinals are in the midst of 17 games in 17 days. There is going to be some built-in rest at some point, or do they go for the straight jugular? We're going to find out together, boys.
What do you think it's going to be?
Yeah, Paul's. I bet you it's a blend. I feel like today's more of a blend because they've got a chance here to get that 4-game sweep. Boys did get a little rest last week, I think. Instead of Walker, Wynn, Burleson all sitting at once, I think you'll see 1 or 2 sit instead of all.
I would agree with you. I think that it'll probably land that way. But wherever it ends up going, man, they figured out ways to put together some offense. And I say some offense against Skeens. I'm sure you guys have already talked about the matchup and the numbers. 6 starts against the Cardinals. He's 0-4. And you think, oh, man, they must have killed him. He's got like a 2.6 ERA against them. There's just no runs have been scored for Paul Skeens. So it's going to be a freaking test. I don't care who's in the lineup. If it's your regulars, if some other guys are getting some reps, it's going to be a test. And on the flip side, it's going to be fun to see what the Cardinals have in one of their newly acquired players in Hunter Dobbins. It's going to be a bit of a battle today.
And I know the Cardinals have their own issues in terms of attendance. It's, trending up at least. Pirates ownership is to blame. But it's still hard to watch those games and see 5, 6, 7 people in every section. even calling a game, I would think it's got to be a little. You got this beautiful ballpark. Pirates are better this year. They've even spent a little bit of money. How depressing is it just kind of being in an empty building?
I'm trying to think of the right term for it. It sucks.
Nice. I like that. I like that. It's very direct.
It does. Like because it is a great sports town. They like this city a lot like St. Louis. Like bleeds their sports teams, but that you have not seen it come out at the turnstiles here, and you understand it. Obviously, for them, the last couple of years, they actually made some moves this offseason and tried to bolster that offense. They've drafted well. They signed their 20-year-old shortstop to a long-term extension. So maybe you'll start seeing things trend in the right direction. And generally, when it's Paul Skeens Day, that's when it packs up. But we're sitting here on a Thursday at a 12:35 Eastern time game. So I don't know if that is going to end up being the case. But it's such a beautiful ballpark. It's such a great atmosphere. And it is tough. And it's tough for certainly like the players. You're going to get up because it's a big league ball game. And you're certainly going to get up because it's Paul Skeens pitching. But imagine if that's your home crowd all the time and you have to manufacture your own energy all the time. This past weekend against the Mariners, I know the Cardinals dropped 3. The energy in the ballpark was electric. We were talking to Ollie about it first day in. He said, man, that was a fun weekend. Realize you dropped 3, but just the energy in the crowd, like you feed off of so much of that. So I really do hope for Pirates fans and for baseball fans in general that they start seeing more people at the ballpark, and this team, is showing signs of giving reasons to be out there, and certainly have arguably the best pitcher in all the lands who's going today, an exciting young shortstop. Their pitching staff, top to bottom, is incredible. Like this group is really, really good. So it stinks to not have the draw, but that's the name of the game. You got to kind of play. You got to play when the games are played. You got to play no matter who is there, and you got to figure out how to manufacture your own energy.
Are you surprised at the power Weatherholt's had? I mean, I think of him as being a guy who can hit 300 pretty consistently, but I didn't imagine him being, I guess, to have consistent power with it.
Yes, I think it's third most home runs among leadoff men. I'm pretty sure I saw that, tied with Shohei Ohtani behind James Wood. I forget the other one that I saw this morning. But I'm not necessarily surprised by it. What continues to surprise me, honestly, is his ability to stay within his zone. Like, very rarely are you seeing him chase, and he gets into deep counts, which allows him to see enough pitches where he can drive with authority, right? You foul off enough, you get to deep counts, these guys will end up making mistakes. Even the best of the best make mistakes, and he's able to take advantage of them. So what I really love here, too, as of late, the last couple of ball games, he's had 2 doubles to the off field, right? He had one 2 nights ago, left center field double. Yesterday, laces one down the left field line. So he's starting to let the ball travel again, kind of like we saw in spring training. That's really going to open up a lot, because when he proves that he's going to drive the ball that way, teams are going to try to start coming inside on him again, and that's where you're going to see that pull side power. So, I mean, there is a lot to like right now in the game of J.J. Weatherholt.
Are you going by Brad Thomas now? Is that the new thing? Is that a Chipism, or is that a new thing?
Well, what it is, sometimes when you have a partner that you work with for a while, and I'm trying to talk loud enough so he hears me. Chip is across the lobby here in Pittsburgh. But generally, your partner knows your name. But not all the time. Not all the time. Sometimes your partner forgets your name during a broadcast. And it's on. What do you mean? Let it go. It's my name.
Anyways, here's
attention. Here it is.
Brad from Vegas. If you would listen into this little.
Cardinals TV presented by Bet365 with Danny Wexman and Brad Thomas and the rest of our Cardinals.
Oh, he said Thomas.
Oh wow. Are you guys sideways?
Yeah. Oh, you know what? If there's a term passed sideways, we're there. Okay?
Wow.
And yesterday he was calling me Brad T because he didn't want to mess it up again. So I appreciate the effort there with him.
That's a tough name.
I did tell Danny.
Thompson.
I think Danny did it as well with our first time working together on pre and post game. I know she called me Brad Thomas. I didn't want to call her out on the first one, but I get it that I didn't. You're not going to go buy my jersey in the team store, okay? I understand that, but
because it's not available
together long enough, it's always sold out. That's 100%. I'm going to talk to them a little bit more about it.
Wear a name tag today. Wear a name tag.
Yeah, I'm going to have to. So you'll love this. So sometimes with our open, we'll pre-tape it just due to the fact that it hits at the same time as the anthem. So we don't want to, be disrespectful talking during the anthem. So yesterday we sit down to do the open. It's Chip and I, and they flash our names up. And sure as heck, they had my name up as Brad Thomas. So I appreciate everybody's effort on this one.
Yeah. Well, I think this is now just going to take. It's kind of like the green seats were always your seats. Now this is going to become a thing. This is the beginning.
It probably is. Yeah, probably is. And this poor Brad Thomas, we're dragging him in. But, what are you going to do?
Oh, well, you'll get through it. You'll get through it.
I know.
It's been a fun month and a half, though, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been awesome, and just being around this club, and I know it's all the cliches, right? It's like the one day at a time, and you're fighting hard, but like when you're seeing it, when you're around this group and seeing how they approach every day, it truly is refreshing, right? And it's not like maybe this whole season doesn't go this way. Maybe all these tight games start flipping at some point, but I really believe you're going to continue to see this same energy day in and day out of this ball club. I love the way they work. I love the way that they're just kind of behind each other with everything. These guys pick each other up, like regardless of the wins and losses right now, which is a huge thing where they're sitting right now. No one expected them to be there. This is a fun group that's going to keep battling. So we were just talking about, fans at PNC. I got a feeling that it's going to be a great weekend with the Dodgers in town. Hopefully got a lot of fans there over the weekend with the Brewers coming after that. Like, this is a team to invest in. Invest your time. If you can invest to get into the ballpark, everybody would love to see out there because they're playing their butts off. That's for sure.
Cardinals and Pirates, 11:36 Central this morning. And then this weekend, the Dodgers come to town to start a homestand that includes the Brewers. Cardinals and Pirates today, a chance for the sweep. Brad Thompson with us live from Pittsburgh. BT, appreciate the time as always. Thanks so much, man.
All right, guys. Thanks for having me. Brad Thomas out.
There he is. Brad Thomas is out. Callier and Thompson phone lines. Brad Thompson with us here on 101 ESPN and on the TMA STL YouTube channel. Martin, I still have not spotted the lineup as of yet.
Nor have I.
I have not seen it as of yet. Doug, you have seen Callier and Thompson, the sponsor of our phone lines, though.
Well, they've got quite a lineup themselves, a lineup of some of the best technicians in town, like Matthew, the customer service manager. He's your leadoff hitter. Phil, the paint manager, gives you some damage in the 2-hole. There's Matt, the appliance manager, big number 3 hitter. These are top-of-the-line people that work at just a fantastic company that remodels your home better than anyone else in town, and they've been doing that since the 1950s. You need a new kitchen, a new bathroom, a new bar. You want your basement done. Callier and Thompson can handle it all, and they do it with a great amount of trust. It's hard to know who to trust in the remodeling business. Callier and Thompson removes that problem completely. Callier and Thompson checks all the trust boxes. They focus on thoughtful design, clear expectations, and building relationships. Callier and Thompson's going to listen to you, understand your ideas, know exactly what you want. They provide a steady, informed, and thoughtful process. Not going to rush it. They take their time. If you're even thinking about doing maybe a kitchen remodel, get out there today. Take a look around their showroom. They got more than 20 kitchen displays, more than 10,000 square feet of displays. You'll get some great ideas. Talk with the design people. Figure out what you want to do. And Callier and Thompson can make it happen, and you will love your home again. Callier and Thompson is on Manchester Road in Manchester, next to Uncle Bill's Pancake House. Come home to quality online at CallierandThompson.com.
The program is called The Morning After. It airs on 101 ESPN and the TMA STL YouTube channel. Tim McKernan, Doug Vaughn, Martin Kilcoyne with you from the Stifel Studios on 101 ESPN.
This is Jackson with a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. Cardinals and Pirates today at 11:36 for the first pitch. Hunter Dobbins on the mound for the Cardinals. Paul Skeens on the mound for the Pirates. That was their Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, a Daikin heating and air conditioning dealer.
It's TMA 101 ESPN, the program brought to you by Brown and Crouppen. Mark Hanna sponsor the 9 o'clock hour, and it is 9 o'clock in St. Louis. Cardinal transactions just announced, literally within the last 15 seconds. The Cardinals have activated Hunter Dobbins, your starter for today. Ryan Fernandez optioned to Memphis. So there is the news from Brian Bartow of the St. Louis Cardinals, and he's probably excited by Motorcade's performance last night.
Yeah.
And the boy Doug, they staved off the Magic.
Staved off. I was thinking that that visit you get from the manager telling you to go down to Memphis, that's got to be one of the worst times in a player's career, isn't it? As excited as they get to get the call in Memphis, hey, you're going up to the big leagues. It has to be almost just that deflating to be told, you're going back to the minors.
I think we've talked to players over the years who will tell you the story that they show up in the clubhouse and they just see like their bags and they know that they've been packed up by the clubhouse guys.
That's cool.
Tim, the lineup's out.
What do we got, Martin? Here we
Cardinal
go.
lineup facing Paul Skeens, Cy Young, not against these birds. Weatherholt in the lineup leading off. Herrera, Burleson, Walker, Gorman, Wynn, Church, Petey, Scott. They're going for it, huh?
They are going for it. And St. Louis Cardinal fans round town rejoice because your Redbirds are trying to get themselves a sweep.
Nolan Gorman got his eye back.
Eye back.
They should go for it. They should absolutely.
It's pretty sad that
they just rested these guys for 2 days a week ago. The fact that we're surprised that they're going for it.
Daddy wants Mason Wynn.
I just didn't want to see Urias hitting cleanup again.
No.
I just can't think that's serious.
For the record, my weather guy, Doug, Kevin Roth is his name. He's got this information for you for those of you looking at the under, and I understand that. You know I'm a big under getaway day guy, and you got Paul Skeens out there, and you're sitting there going, well, forget about it, huh? He says, data dump, over 60% of the bets for the Cardinals and Pirates today are in favor of the under. It is sneakily solid hitting weather compared to other Pittsburgh games, averaging 2.1 home runs per game in similar weather, but that is still below Major League average. But he is saying it is sneaky good hitting weather. And, of course, the Cardinals will be sending Hunter Dobbins out there, and you don't know what you're going to get there.
Yeah.
The team has hit Skeens before. Is it Burleson, Martin, who's done some work 6 for 17 is what you're saying?
Yeah, mostly singles, but fairly robust average. Well,
over under 7.5.
That's right.
So to win that, you'd need, 4-3 game to go under.
Weatherholt's had a great series. Burleson's been active lately. Walker's had some hits of late. All right. Let's do this, though. Let's carry that momentum.
Yeah, why not? Why wouldn't you?
Then again, it feels like it could also be one of those 2-hour, 10-minute games. Like you guys leave here after the after thing, and you get in your car, and it's the 6th inning.
Yeah,
it's noon.
Struck out 13 times. Could happen. Struck
10.
out 11 times last night. They still strike out a lot.
How about Palante last night?
Yeah, he got totally lost in all of it.
Yep.
6 innings, 1 run, 6 strikeouts. And the Friday game, Doug was up with Cousin John and Cousin Joe and Holden last Friday. He was pretty good in that game. Not bad. He's stabilized, I would say, his spot in the rotation.
Yeah, I would think. Boy, you'd take that every time out. 6 innings, 1 run.
On the road.
That'd be fantastic.
Nobody's playing better than the Pirates.
Right.
Kevin Roth, GOAT weather guy. Miss him with grinders, Doug. That's from Scissor Me Timbers.
Miss him with grinders.
Is that Roto Grinders? Did they shut down or they let him go?
I don't know.
He is the weather goat. Yeah, subscribe to his weather app. I like it. I recommend it for the record. Walker, home run, plus 730. Wind blowing out to center. Boozy. Was Walker the same one who was on the home run yesterday?
Yeah. Almost had one.
Or no, that was Boozy. I'm sorry. He said Burleson home run. He's giving free plays. This guy's giving us free plays. How great is that?
Someone said Walker home run yesterday.
But then maybe it wasn't Boozy, but somebody did say that there was not one. But he did go.
Yeah, Oppo. Close.
Very close.
What about moving forward the next couple of years? How do you feel? You got Weatherholt on your team right now. You feel pretty good about that. Herrera, Burleson, Walker, we're still sort of getting there. I'm just saying if the season is about kind of furthering the future of the franchise, where are you with all these players? I think it's Weatherholt, Herrera, Burleson, Wynn. You feel pretty good. Those four, Walker, Gorman, still kind of sitting there in that wait-and-see mode.
I think Walker's bought himself a couple more years based on what he's done so far this year.
Couple more years?
I think so, probably. Wow. Gorman, I don't know. It would take a lot for them to sour on Walker at this point. I think Nathan Church's got all kinds of potential.
You think he's Jim Edmonds?
Well, no, I don't. I think he's got just a hint of Edmonds in him.
You can see my Instagram and my Twitter tweets.
Oh.
There's a video that Chairman Kurt has cut up real nicely. Yeah. And it was nothing was taken out of context, right? No editing. Just straight knowledge.
Okay. Well, then it'll say that I think he's got a little bit of Jim Edmonds in him.
Tim, what percentage Jim Edmonds knows who Nathan Church is?
God, I guess I can't say 0, so I have to say 1.
You don't think he watches Cardinal games at all?
No.
Never.
What about when he was calling Cardinal games?
Definitely. I have to tell you, he was dialed in.
Okay.
He was dialed. There was a guy they brought over. I think he came over from the Rays. And, God, this is about 5-6 years. No, it probably would have been 2019. Remember, I can't remember, an outfielder, and he drove. I remember being up there in the booth with him and McLaughlin. And the way he played drove Edmonds up the wall. And I'm like, how do you even know about this guy? You know, but he goes, well, look right there. And I go, I mean, I got cut from the B team, you know. I'm a little busy over here.
Yeah, but that was politics.
Thank you for saying that. 'Cause if I say it, it sounds like sour grapes. Your radio feed's all screwed up.
Hey.
It's from the 618. Jackson, what are you doing to mess with the radio feed?
Not a damn thing.
How about that?
I guess I can drive out to the tower.
Yeah, why don't you head on out?
Scale up it, and then just start twisting.
Take a ratchet set.
Just an Allen wrench. That should do it.
What do they mean by the radio feed? The signal in your car? Are we talking streaming?
I would imagine he means the signal.
The what?
Well, no one else is saying that. It's just one guy, right?
Right.
We're out there blasting away on FM, buddy.
Someone else says it's jacked up for real.
That's from Xavier Malkin.
Uh-huh.
It's jacked up. Now we're getting real technical.
Your feed is fuzzed up. My 1988 Camry says so. Oh, no. What's happened?
Guys, the radio feed in Kirkwood's working just fine.
Okay. That's all we care about.
I'll go out to the tower. I'll take a look out there.
Well,
now they're telling me we got to pay to keep the tower working. Nobody told me that. Tim should have told me. Extra expense.
Hey, we've got news on that U.S. Open Cup, Doug.
What do we got?
Here we go. We've got an announcement. The Houston Dynamo are up next as St. Louis City SC will host either on May 19th or May 20th. Hello again, everybody.
This is the U.S. Open Cup quarterfinals, Doug.
Okay.
And for those who don't, and I'm not trying to be condescending to the soccer people who are going to laugh, but the U.S. Open Cup has been around forever, and any team can enter. So back in the day, like the cutest funeral home would have a team, and they would enter. Yeah, so you'd have professional teams. It could be Billy and the boys up in Chicago put their squad together, and anybody can enter into.
Kind of like the U.S. Open for golf.
Yeah, so there's competition. So you have MLS teams that some of them take part, not every year, not all of them, but you could have Omaha United or whatever, some like a USL team or something. So they all get thrown into the. That's why the real soccer diehards, they love this tournament because of the history of the tradition there.
The Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup.
Yeah. Well, I saw the cat. He always says I exaggerated the story, but we were in Kansas City. Vermeil gets named head coach of the Chiefs, and then we're leaving, and I didn't know Jim because I think he was based in Kansas City.
That's right, when Jay Query was here.
And the cat was the Kansas City Fox Midwest reporter, and he was trying to get Lamar Hunt to stop and talk because he was the owner of the Chiefs. And he was getting in his car. So I always told the cat that he berated Lamar Hunt and chased him down in the parking lot. And he says that was a bit of an exaggeration. The great Lamar Hunt, who loves soccer. I think they love soccer more than they like football.
If you win the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup, the team earns $600,000 in prize money, a berth in the following year's CONCACAF Champions Cup, and they get their name engraved, Doug, on the historic Dewar Challenge trophy.
Okay. Nothing more prestigious than that.
The champion also secures the title of U.S. soccer champion and prestige in the oldest ongoing soccer competition in the country.
Okay.
What about the CONCACAF Champions Cup, though?
How many teams were in this thing at the outset? The crowdsourcing. I thought someone had a bracket. Sorry. I just wonder how many teams you have to beat to win this thing.
Yeah, I mean, I think they've only won a couple, but I think there is a process that whittles it down.
Okay.
That's all. I unloaded everything I had on the U.S. Open Cup. I'm sorry.
Doug, in the meantime, why don't you say something?
I just wonder if the best teams in the MLS are in it.
Well, not every year.
Okay.
I don't.
It's hard to figure.
Cousin Nick says the stream's fine in Georgia. There you go.
Okay. I would think if you got a good season going in the MLS, you're not going to want to bow out of that to play in another tournament, are you?
You don't bow out. You just play concurrently.
Oh, yeah, but if you've got a good season going in the MLS, you might say, we don't want to be in this.
You bet urea's cleanup is what you do, Doug, if you're having a great MLS season.
You want to stack up trophies. The MLS season won't be decided until October or November.
Then why aren't all MLS teams in this tournament?
I don't know.
Polling,
because
call in.
some have said no thank you.
I think polling knows. Probably not.
I care about this U.S. Open Cup as much as I care about Jackson regaling us with his experiences in the movie industry. That's from The Need for Seed.
Oh,
sick. Don't listen.
Now, don't get upset.
Dusty Spunk says feed's all screwed up.
Oh.
Doug, how about the fact that the back-to-back texters were The Need for Seed and then following him was Dusty Spunk?
Yeah, seems to be a theme.
Can you imagine complaining about a radio signal in 2026? Get with the times, Grandpa. Unknown DJ known as Jeff Suppan, who I think is calling in at 10.
Is that right?
I think his Papers and I kind of were workshopping what's the best path forward, how, keep it fresh, what you want to do. And I think Soup is going to be a random caller moving forward. But he said, how about after this week? So I think he's locked in. And then it'll become random.
80 teams enter, but the MLS teams that qualified for other tournaments are not in it. That's from Snoozy. Doug, does that answer it for you?
Okay.
Any sort of tournament in which supposed good teams debate whether to try or not is just another notch in the soccer absolutely sucks belt. That's from Carlos Spicy Wiener.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you haven't followed this for years, it's kind of hard to keep it straight.
Speaking of birthing, I just set a record in the furthest stall from the wall at QT off Big Bend in Sulphur Springs. I named it Doug after my baby daddy.
Okay.
That's from Gus Chiggin's prospecting party. Yep.
Now, who stops in their car,
Gus
pulls over
Chiggins.
to the side of the road to text that into a radio program?
Well, maybe they're texting from the stall, Doug.
Yeah. You got to be fair.
If he's doing that, he's suspended.
Wow. He's gone, just like that.
What did you say the name was? Table Rock Lake Monster?
No, he changed his name to Gus Chiggin's prospecting party.
Gus, you've been suspended. You've been suspended a period of 2 days' time, and your name as we speak is going into the appliance discounter suspension logule. I'm also going to slap you with a nice little 10% tariff.
Oh, you got hit with a tariff?
Yeah. Yeah, some people don't like it, but it does raise money.
Mark Hanna of Evergreen Wealth Strategies can raise the money in your portfolio. He is online at evergreen-ws.com or call him at 314-889-0503. That's Mark Hanna with Evergreen Wealth Strategies. Everybody needs a financial advisor. That's what I would tell you, number one. And then number two, talking with Mark Hanna will make you feel better about your financial situation because now you've got a plan and a plan from somebody who customizes that plan specific to the individual and not just a one-size-fits-all plan. Plus, he is just a positive person and somehow you feel better after the conversation. It checks all the boxes. That's Mark Hanna, Evergreen Wealth Strategies, 314-889-0503, or go online at evergreen-ws.com. On the Pillows Plus dossier in 31 minutes, we will have the Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day. In 2 hours and 22 minutes, we will have the Cardinals and the Pirates, and the lineup is out as the Cardinals go for the sweep against Paul Skeens and the Pittsburgh Pirates. Weatherholt, Herrera, Burleson, Walker, Gorman, Wynn, Church, Pages, Scott with Hunter Dobbins on the mound. Here we go. Ride the momentum and greet Shohei Ohtani tomorrow at Busch Stadium for a 3-game series against the dynasty that is the Dodgers. My, Johnny Gill.
No, I'll be going to the ball game tomorrow night.
You got any extra tickets?
Well, maybe.
Really?
Possibly.
Oh, how do you do?
Well, you didn't offer them to you, Tim.
Well,
you asked if you might have extra.
Yeah,
He said yes.
I just said, how do you do?
Oh. Possibly. I'm waiting on a response from someone else who I asked if he wanted to go with us. But...
Well, first dibs.
So we'll see.
Yeah, sounds like I'm in line. Hey, Mark Hanna, it's Scissor. Give me a call back when you have a sec. Ran into a tough sitch last night betting the 401k on Jackson's NBA picks. Didn't go well. It's from Scissor Me Timbers. Jackson, did you release a play that didn't hit for Scissor Me Timbers?
I thought that was 2 games ago.
And that hit?
No, not even close. But Doug gave a play yesterday.
What was that?
He gave the over in the game.
Yeah.
It was 8.5.
Oh, yeah. Easy shipping.
Mm-hmm.
Nice job.
Well, just pretty much guessed, like most gamblers.
How dare you?
So no Ohtani on the mound, no Glass now, no Yamamoto.
Yeah.
All right.
Look at this.
All right. I mean, you want to beat the best, but let's be honest, you always look and say, oh, if we could just avoid
just
the
want to
best,
win the
it'd be
game.
nice.
Mark Hanna has responded. Holla. So now it sounds like Scissor Me Timbers and Mark Hanna will be getting together and working out that he liquidated his 401k to take Jackson's NBA pick advice.
Holla at your boy.
Right. There you go. So Mark Hanna, 314-889-0503 if you also lost on whatever NBA play that was. Do you think the Rockets come back and beat the Lakers?
No.
Do you think the Pistons come back and beat the Magic?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yep. I think the Pistons are too good. Cade Cunningham is too good.
The motorcade, he's getting healthy again.
45 last night. Paolo Banchero, 45 last night. That's just some old-fashioned NBA duels.
Why would it be old-fashioned?
Oh, it's a good bunch of guys throwing the ball in between the cylinder.
Papers, you taking questions?
Yeah.
So you're at your buddy's house, you're watching the Cardinals game. If you wanted to switch over to hockey or basketball, is that even, how hard
Not
is
with
that
the Cardinal game on.
To just leave it alone?
Mm-hmm. It's our club.
Because that whole streaming thing, it does stink. You can't just...
Yeah, you're kind of locked into one spot.
Get those multiple TVs like you have, though, huh?
I just have the very small other TV, and honestly, I seldom use it. It's my ADD. It's tough for me to try to watch 2 games at once. I'll just focus on the Cardinal game until that's over, and then you flip over to basketball or, if I'm not there, hockey.
Okay. And all this is old-fashioned.
Yeah, it's old-fashioned.
Okay.
Yeah, Pistons Magic, old-fashioned. JR's got his fan poll out for the Blues fan survey. We will have that for you coming up. The Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email of the day coming up as well. Tim McKernan, Doug Vaughn, Martin Kilcoyne with you on the program. Jackson Burkett on the ones and twos. Chairman Kurt filtering those emails for the Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email today, the morning after at InsideSTL.com. This is TMA presented to you by Brown and Crouppen on 101 ESPN. Bet the Kentucky Derby on FanDuel, where you can bet on all your other favorite sports. And right now, all customers can get a Derby bet reset. That means you'll get racing bonus back if your bet doesn't win. The app is super easy to use, and you don't have to be a horse racing expert to get in on the Derby Day action. So bet the fastest 2 minutes in sports on FanDuel. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to introduce you to Jackson Burkett, who has a play for you.
I already gave away the Puma to win the Derby. Let's take
6-1, Doug. 6-1.
Yeah, let's take a look at today's Cardinal game. Let's have some fun.
What are we going with?
How about the rookie leadoff hitter back in his hometown to hit a home run today? It's plus 880, but with our friends over at FanDuel, they have a 30% profit boost on home run props, so that pushes that up to plus 1150. I like that value for a guy who's hitting the barrel of the ball.
J.J. Weatherholt going up against Paul Skeens. Jackson likes him hitting a home run. It is FanDuel, Kentucky Derby, and Kentucky Oaks are registered trademarks of Churchill Downs Incorporated. Must be 21 or older and present Missouri. Verified FanDuel racing account required. Refund issued as non-withdrawable racing site credit that expires 9 days after receipt. Max refund $10 unless otherwise specified. Restrictions apply. See terms at racing.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Oh, yes.
Doug's in a good place now,
I
Martin.
sure am. Muted trumpets.
A lot of people say the signal is fuzzy, staticky. This fits. Playing kind of AM radio music.
There's a licorice stick right there.
TMA 101 ESPN. We are in the Marcana Evergreen Wealth Strategies 9 o'clock hour. Tim McKernan, Doug Vaughn, Martin Kilcoyne with it. Martin, you have to leave early for onboarding. What are you guys doing? Something special?
Catching up with Isaac Bruce today, the former Ram. He's into a field trip. We're going to the zoo. Packed a lunch. Isaac Bruce in town continues to do great work with his foundation. I love. He goes and he surprises these kids. They get a nice little check. It's for their college experience. So we'll catch up with Isaac, the little sports final tonight. And I'm going to be out at Jennings High School.
Where's Isaac's full-time home now? Is he down in
He's
Florida?
in Lauderdale. He grew up in that Lauderdale
Yeah,
area. And lives. I think he owns a gym. But yeah, just pretty much being a girl dad. Just chilling, just hanging out. I'm sure he's got a big old pile in the bank. He should call in every day at 10 just for a couple of weeks in a row.
Sure.
Just driving carpool. That's all he's doing.
Jeremy Rutherford has the Blues postseason survey, Doug. If you're an Athletic subscriber, you can vote in it, and we'll go around the dais here and see how we vote. Do you consider the 2025-2026 season a step forward in the team's retool? Doug Vaughn goes first. Yes or no? That's all you got. That's yes or no.
Step forward in the retool, I'll say yes. I'll say yes.
Martin Kilcoyne.
No.
So you and Doug are going to fight.
I don't see any way that's a step forward, but other than I guess you could say at the end of the year, Snuggie and the boys, okay, no. Should have been a step forward.
I'd say forward just because they figured out that Hofer's going to be the goalie now, and they brought up some young guys who played pretty well. So that's the step forward. Clearly, the season was disappointing.
I actually could see either one. I know that's terrible because you got to take a stand and then you got to defend it. Even when you're proven wrong, then you got to act like you didn't say it. But they got draft picks, and you did see some of the young guys flash, certainly Snuggerud and Hofer. On the other hand, relative to expectations, it was incredibly disappointing. And you got to a point where guys who you thought would be a part of the future and the retool were talked about being traded just 7 weeks ago. So it's a very odd conversation to have. So step forward is a tough one, because if you consider it disappointment, I think everybody'd say yes. Mm-hmm. How do you feel going forward? Weirdly, I feel good, but this year, super disappointing. Question 2, who was the Blues' most disappointing player? Binnington, Buchnevich, Kyrou, Parayko, other? Doug Vaughn.
I'd say Kyrou. It's between Kyrou and Buchnevich for me, but so much was expected from Kyrou, and he gave you about half the goals that you would have wanted, so I'd say Kyrou.
I'm going to go Buchnevich. So quiet so often, and God, that big old contract staring at you.
Boy, I don't know how you could vote for anybody other than those two. I will go with Kyrou on my play. Should the Blues trade Robert Thomas? Yes or no? Martin Kilcoyne, you go first.
Trade Robert Thomas? No.
Doug Vaughn.
I'll say no as well.
I agree with you. Would you be okay if the Blues sold low on Jordan Kyrou? Doug Vaughn.
Sold low on him?
Yep.
No.
Marty Kilcoyne.
I'm fine. I agree. No is the answer because I'm fine with them trading him, even at a...
I am on the no train as
well.
So is Francesa.
Oh, he's chiming in.
Would you attach a first-round pick to trade Pavel Buchnevich? Martin Kilcoyne.
Yes.
Of course, it requires a qualifier. Depends on what you get in return. But I'd say sure, yeah.
I would as well. What you get in return is opening up some dollars, because that's in the category of dead money. Should the Blues trade Colton Parayko? Devon?
No.
Martin Kilcoyne?
I'd say no. I don't think they have enough on the blue line already. I think he's a stabilizing force. No.
Weirdly, I liked the idea of them doing it in February, and at this point now, I would prefer they keep him. Should the Blues trade Jordan Binnington? Martin Kilcoyne?
I've been in the no camp for a while. I think Hofer's going to be the guy, but I'm not 100% convinced. Your backup plays about 30 games? No.
I'll say yes. Okay. Yes, because
Doug hates Benner.
I don't hate anyone. He's going to clear up a lot of money for you, and I just can't imagine that he'll be happy being a backup.
Jackson's part of the show too. Ask him.
Okay, Jackson.
No.
He recuses himself when it's hockey.
Yeah, I think if we were talking about the Magic and Pistons, which apparently really upsets some listeners for some reason, that you think the Pistons are going to come back. I don't know. Do we have a large Orlando Magic fan base in St. Louis?
I don't know, but that's akin to the Rich and Maryland Heights drop saying you don't have the balls to say whether Josh Fisher should come back or not.
I would like to see the Blues keep Binnington. Again, at this point, in the midst of a season, I'm lighted on fire. What's the Blues' biggest need this offseason? Here are your choices. Defensive depth, fourth line upgrades, second line center, secondary scoring. Vaughn.
Second line center. A second line center is going to play a lot. Going to get power play time. He's going to be on the ice 18 minutes a game or so. That's a big spot to fill.
Martin.
Well, the hope is that the second line scoring is still there, like the neighbors. Maybe Dvorsky develops there. Second line center. Boring, same as Doug.
Jackson, I've been asked to make sure I ask you.
I wanted France. I thought you were going to give me the no.
Well, but this is I have to give a real answer.
Did you doze off over there?
A little bit.
They got to get more scoring.
You still got 8 hours to go.
What were the options again? Can I see the options?
Just hit Francesa. You're safe with just hitting Francesa.
No.
There you go.
I feel like this is kind of somewhat redundant, but I would go with the secondary scoring. The Blues got to a point at the end of the year. This is low so many years ago, but they had a line in 2002 when they were playing the greatest team I've seen in my life. Because I don't really remember the Oilers of the 80s teams that well, but that 2002 Red Wings team in the playoffs. And when Dimitra, Mellenby, and Tkachuk were out there, they had a chance. The other three lines, oh boy, yow. And at the end of the year, with the Snipes, Thomas, Holloway line, how do you do? But there wasn't a whole lot to offer after that. Is Dalibor Dvorsky a second or third line center long term? Doug Vaughn.
Long term, second.
Martin Kilcoyne.
Yeah, I'd say second.
I think so. On the second, too.
Yeah, that seems fair.
Should 2025 first-round pick Justin Carbonneau be on the 2026-2027 roster, even if he's learning on the fly defensively?
Sure, bring him up. Absolutely, bring him up.
Yeah, I'd say if you're in this transition period where you're just trying to get better for a couple of years down the road, I mean, I don't see why not, and you have a need.
I would agree with that as well. There are a few more questions. You can answer them all on The Athletic, but here's the one final one.
All right.
Who should be the Blues captain in 2026-2027? You are given 4 choices. Broberg, Neighbors, Thomas, no captain, or you can submit your own write-in vote, Doug, if you wanted to write in for Gooserov returning.
I'd say Robert Thomas.
Martin's in the tank. He thinks you're on a flush draw. He's got pocket jacks. Always a tough hand to play out of position.
Wondering if 18's listening right now, so I can make sure
you can feel good about that, just like Jim Edmonds not knowing who Nathan Church is.
Nathan Church. I think I'd give it to Robert Thomas. I think they felt like down the stretch that he did kind of step up, embrace that role. Strick also said last night he doesn't think Thomas cares that much about it the way we all talk about it. Like he might be upset. He doesn't think it's that big of an issue to him. He seemed to indicate they might go a year without one and then readdress next year. But if they do hand it out, it's got to be him if you're going to hand it out.
Otherwise, it'd be a major slap in the face to him.
So I agree that they could just kind of say, well, Boston doesn't have one. Not every team has one. They might do that.
Brady Tkachuk should be the next captain. Make it happen. That's from Sharon, and she is in Clayton. She is not happy.
He's a stick, huh?
I would say 18 as well. You can go vote at The Athletic. That's Jeremy Rutherford's column here when he joins us every Wednesday. Brought to you by Mark Hanna of Evergreen Wealth Strategies. Coming up, we have the Design Air Heating and Cooling email today. Doug, do you have any thoughts on Design Air and Seth Goldcamp as Martin is headed to his field trip for onboarding? It's fun that they're doing that. They're letting you guys get out on a beautiful day.
The zoo.
At the zoo for onboarding.
Well, Design Air could take care of any problems they have at the zoo, I'm sure. You know, if you go to the monkey house or the snake den, if it's uncomfortable there, Design Air could handle that. They can handle anything, and they've been doing it since 1904. So when you think of heating and cooling, you think of the house is not comfortable, the airco is not working well, the furnace is on the fritz. Design Air is the name you need to keep in your mind because they will get out there and lickety-split and get you taken care of. They believe in honest work. You're never going to be sold something that you don't need. Whether you're dealing with the cold or the heat, they've got your back with dependable service and no-pressure solutions. They've also got that service plan. Ask about that, where they come out and make sure that your furnace, your air conditioner is running great. They'll do that on a yearly basis, and then maybe you'll completely avoid any major problem down the road. That's what we do. That's the smart way to go. DesignAirService.com is the website. Schedule your service today. Design Air is comfort you can count on since 1904, and of course, home of the handsome repairman, including Scott, normally very mild-mannered, but if he gets riled up, he becomes War Scoots.
That's what happens when this guy gets riled up. War Scoots?
War Scoots.
Oh, my goodness.
Design Air brings the heat.
There it is. Design Air Heating and Cooling, sponsor of the email today. Coming up on the Polos Plus dossier. Tim McKernan, Doug Vaughn, Martin Kilcoyne left for the onboarding field trip to the zoo. What a beautiful day for that, though. Jackson Burkett on the ones and twos. Chairman Kurt filtering your emails for the upcoming Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day. We're in the Mark Hanna Evergreen Wealth Strategies 9 o'clock hour. This is the Morning After, presented to you by Brown and Crouppen on 101 ESPN and the TMA STL YouTube channel.
Got me feeling like it's summer 98. When I see 18 digging at the plate. Dropping bombs at a Big Mac pace. Looks like we got another home run chase. I still think back to summer 98. Listening to Jack Buck, staying up too late. Summer blockbuster, rewind the tape. Jordan Walker got me feeling like it's summer 98. Welcome to the
Doug, does it feel like summer 98 in St. Louis?
Well, not as much as it did a couple weeks ago, but it's a nice feeling. Chairman Kurt, I think if you're writing these songs, have you thought about going to like a legitimate band in St. Louis with some of the songs that you could write?
What are you trying to say about the musicians involved here?
Get some ideas on AI and take the AI ideas with your ability to write lyrics and present it to a band?
I don't know that we're there yet, and I haven't really stepped outside of the kind of like comical stuff. That one's not funny, but I haven't written real songs per se.
Probably not much different, is it?
I don't know. The album took so much out of me. I'm kind of just taking a little time off to
You're spent?
It was mentally draining.
Really? Is that right?
Coming up with 9 hits to put out.
Well, you have 9.
I wanted it to be baseball adjacent, so we went with 9 songs for the album.
How about that? How about that, Doug?
It's impressive.
Thank you.
Most albums have a few more songs in that or not?
I was going for quality, not quantity.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Baseball adjacent.
Okay.
We might need to delete the song so Walker can get another home run. That's from Jackson's Boy Body.
They're winning games. I think that's what's important.
Sure it is.
Well, lyrics are fun and all, but he doesn't really know music. That's from the Bridgeton Landfill Fume Huffer, and he's not happy
What kind of
now.
comment was that? Only he knows music.
Well, you slide into this dais, and all of a sudden, here come the bullets. That's what happens, Doug.
I don't see them with any top 40 hits.
No. Bridgeton Landfill Fume Huffer, what's your response? Call in 314-974-0101. Collier and Thompson phone lines. Thriller had 9 songs, Doug. That's from the Poor Film Student.
Is that all it had? Okay.
He doesn't write the lyrics. He just inputs the subject. That's from the chairman of the National Swingers Convention.
Go on a polygraph and said every word of the album was written by me.
How about that?
I didn't produce the music, but every word was written by me.
Weird Kurt Yankovic. That's from the Horny Banker. Weird Al had Eat It. He had Fat. What else did he have? Remember Weird Al, Doug?
Oh, sure. Oh, yeah.
He had Like a Surgeon.
No.
He was really big there for a while.
My kid loves it. Where can I get it? That's from the 314. Chairman Kurt, where can I get it?
YouTube, Apple Music, Spotify. It's all over the place.
There's your answer.
You going to make any money off this?
I mean, nothing that's super tangible, but based on the streams that I can see, I've made a few bucks.
Have you?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
Thanks for raising all our utility bills, making some AI slop.
Oh,
that's from the Bridgeton Landfill Fume Huffer. And now, Doug, what was a beautiful song now is costing people money on their utility bills.
Music elitist guy is really annoying.
I'm sure this guy leaves his lights on when he leaves rooms and
probably
turns the AC up too high. Cry harder.
Can I be the show's music correspondent? Doug, that's from Shrimply Pibbles, who used to send in pictures of his wife.
Do we need a correspondent? We need somebody covering music stories on the streets?
Couldn't hurt.
I guess.
Couldn't hurt.
All right, if you'll work for nothing.
Chairman, how about a retired number 39 song for Kelly Chase and his retired sweater campaign? That's from Car Wash Dave. I'm on board with that.
Yeah, I don't hate that at all.
Yeah, that's a nice idea there, Car Wash Dave.
Tim wanted 51 retired for the Cardinals.
Yeah, and of note, when's the last time you saw somebody wear it?
I don't think I've seen it.
Bud Smith.
Unofficial, that's right. Bud Smith, fun buddy, traded for Scott Rowland.
Well, then
Was
what
that
are they
along with
waiting
Mike
for?
Timlin and Placido Polanco?
I think so.
Yeah, it's unofficially retired. I remember during that campaign, they said, well, we really only retire numbers for Hall of Famers. And then, Doug, what would you say to that?
You retired Ken Boyer's number.
That's correct.
He's 14.
That's correct.
And he passed away in 82?
Something like that. Maybe a little later than that.
Okay.
He had cancer, I think.
And then others would say, well, we're not the Rays. We don't just retire anybody's number. Well, I would point out Don Mattingly's number is retired for the New York Yankees. Not a Hall of Famer. But I think the Blues bringing 39 up to the rafters would be one hell of a moment.
Oh, that will happen. It's a matter of when it happens. There can be no doubt about that. But I would say do it now. Don't wait on that. Do it right now. He deserves that.
Weird Al tours. He plays the accordion, and actual bands know who he is. Kurt's not on his level. It's from Jesse Spano's dealer. God, Chairman Kurt writes these beautiful songs, and the people come for him.
I thrive off of your hate.
I thrive off of your hate.
Matter of fact.
I gather speed. Uh-oh.
You want some? Huh? Hey!
Doug, it was Eddie Vedder who sang, what year was that, you think? 96?
I don't know.
I gather speed from you, and then he used the F word, and I had to explain it to my kids.
Yeah.
I gather speed from you effing with me. Think about that.
And these two elitists that are, where are they from? They said they're from Bridgeton?
Yeah.
Well, I hope they build a data center right in their backyard. How about that?
Yeah, right around the landfill.
An AI data center. And they can just hear that hum forever.
And now Shripley Pibbles has just sent in a picture of his wife.
Oh,
Shripley Pibbles has sent in a picture of his wife. Wifey in Barcelona, meow. Tim, you better not talk ish on them Tigers this year now. So that was he's finally sent in a picture of his wife for the first time since I picked Mississippi State in November.
Okay.
It's a good-looking couple.
Okay. Yeah, they're fine. They're fine.
Look, I mean,
they're fine.
They gon' take off that shirt, you hear?
Kurt's on notice. Too many AI slop songs. He's beefing with Larry Nickel, and he puts Suppan through every day. Knock it off, ravioli head. Wow.
Which one of his screen names did he send that from?
Bow!
Big tough.
Bow! Songs that only resonate with the St. Louis market. Cool, I guess. That's from Gus Chiggin's prospecting party.
He's already been suspended. Watch it.
Is everyone just a Twitter reply guy today?
Is that what it is?
Yeah, these are all Twitter.
Guy.
These are all Twitter replies.
It's time for the Design Air Heating and Cooling email today. That's what I know. That's what I know. We're on 101 ESPN and the TMA STL YouTube channel. Friends have gathered. 287 are in there, Doug. We're trying to get you to 7,000 subscribers on that channel, and it's where you can watch after the morning after at 11 o'clock. 6,830 subscribers subscribe to the TMA STL YouTube channel. The sex party at mile marker 150 is the rest stop on 70 westbound in Danville right before the Big Dip. Any respectable over-the-road trucker knows this rest stop. It's got 5 stars on Dumper Pumper, which is basically the OnlyFans of rest stop sex. Recent reviews note that it's ample parking, cleanish floors, decent door locks, and a whiff of disinfectant air freshener, really taking this rest stop above and beyond. Soap dispensers are always full, and the moans and groans from adjacent stalls really set the mood for your new encounter.
Oh.
If you're westbound and getting down, make this a stop you don't miss. Doug, that's from Bro Fallon.
Gosh. Bro Fallon.
Here's to Doug in his little red shoes. He'll take all your money. He'll drink all your booze. He ain't got cherry, but that's no sin. He's still got the box that the cherry came in. That's from 88 Keys Entertainment.
88 Keys Entertainment.
Did the geriatric guy accidentally double up on his meds this morning? First, he essentially guaranteed that Nathan Church and his 6 career home runs and 21 career RBIs is Jimmy Killers.ha Edmonds reincarnated. Edmonds had weeks with better stats than Church has in his career, Don.
Don?
Oh, then it was real cute when he said it was selfish if you stand at a sporting event and expect everyone else to do the same just because you want to. But obviously, Duggar Carlson didn't see the hypocrisy in thinking that everyone within a helmet nacho's reach should sit just because that's what he wants to do. Why don't you just start crocheting and playing Sudoku at games, you walking human flatulence?
Oh.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean any of that. You catch your wife hooking up with the mechanic 3 times in a week and a red ass really starts to set in.
Yeah.
Doug, that's from the incel on the other end of the couch.
Incel on the other end of the couch.
God, 3 times in the week with the mechanic?
That's tough. Yeah. That's really tough.
Do you say the 4th time and I'm out?
No, I'd let it go.
But that gives you...
If he drops a few bucks off the oil change, I think you let it slide.
But that gives you the Texas red ass, Doug.
Good luck on your Rotten Tomatoes movie draft this week, Jackson. I'm shipping Dune Part 3 as a 5-star play for you. Should be movie of the year. And Doug, you could be my own Paul
Atreides.
Thank you. And ride my sandworm. Put your hand in the box, Doug. That's from the Poor Film Student. You met him. He was standing right next to you. He's a younger gentleman who lives in L.A.
But I didn't appreciate this particular email. Poor film student.
Thank you, Tim. Thanks for always making a difference. Come and listen to a story about a man named Doug, YouTube sensation, as cute as a bug. Then one day we was playing pocket pool. Up from my pant came a drip. Nope.
No, Kevin Miller.
No, this is a girl.
What's her name?
Ali.
Ali.
And then her last name is Churbone.
Ali Charbonnet. It's French. You didn't pronounce it correctly.
Apologize. She must grow up in Creve Coeur. Listening to the After Dark Hour yesterday, it's crazy how similar my life is to Iggy. I was down near the riverfront once, not the postcard side, but the one with the needles and public school kids. Next thing I know, I'm hitching a ride on the back of a golf cart driven by a guy named Kevin Spagnolo, Stiletto, Shapiro. Nice kid, big listener, clearly honored to be transporting a veteran of the media sales medium. A couple blocks later, I get approached. A real wench of a gal asks if I've got a cigarette for her and her train-hopping gang to split. I say, Iggy, don't just give out cigarettes, sweetheart. Reached into the portfolio, handed her a signed glossy and said, frame that next to the menthol. She lights up just like I gave her front row at Eckstein bobblehead night. Tells me her handler streams the show. That's reach. That's audience penetration. Fast forward 3 days on payroll at the same place that gave him the 16-month smoke break, and he's running full surveillance of industry execs, birthdays, flight numbers, seat assignments, resorts. And what does he do with it? Sends a high-level exec on a field trip. Hey, while you're enjoying a perfectly normal work trip, why not venture 20 miles off resort and check in on my old stomping grounds at Hedonism? If you're lucky enough, you'll see two hobos having sex on a raft in a mud puddle. Sounds odd. Now, I've been in similar rooms. I've given similar recommendations. Back in my day, I once told a regional buyer from a mid-tier label supply chain to skip the conference hotel and head over to a place just off Page Avenue where a guy named Rick ran a, quote, networking lounge out of what used to be a Quiznos. Said, tell him Tank sent you. Rick had no idea who I was, but that's not the point. It's about confidence. Doug, that's from Big Tank, Jerry Big Tank Del Vecchio, and he says the link is broken. Email me at waterloo444@netscapenavigator.com.
I'm not doing that. Big Tank Del Vecchio, Jerry.
48 years in the industry. And he sells out the passenger side of a Buick in a Boatman's Bank parking lot. And now he's sending people over to an old Quiznos off Page.
You do your best. Some people don't have a real high ceiling.
That's what we have for the Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day. We will announce our winner at 10:55. And then we head down the hallway, and you can watch it on the TMA STL YouTube channel. We head into our 10 o'clock hour here on TMA, the program called The Morning After, and it is presented to you by Brown and Crouppen. We had Eli Drinkwitz and Dennis Gates here in the St. Louis area last night. Gates talked about the expansion of the NCAA tournament, and Eli Drinkwitz on his decision to name his starting quarterback after spring camp, which is not something he has done historically. We'll have that for you coming up. This is The Morning After. It's presented by Brown and Crouppen on 101 ESPN. Well, I had Roof Restore out to my house last week. Got to talk to him at notanewroof.com. And what a world of difference it makes working with Michael Mahoney and his team at Roof Restore. I didn't know this. We've been in our house, and they came up on the roof and pointed out that there is a tiny little hole in the roof. Number one, they tended to it. But number two, had I not had Roof Restore out there, I would have had myself a problem, inevitably, with some water in the home. That's Roof Restore, but that's not just what they do when you go to notanewroof.com. Roof Restore extends the life of your roof. For many Americans, their home is the most valuable asset that they have. But then Unlike a car where you regularly get maintenance, you don't have the maintenance on the roof, and that exposes you to a potential huge payment to get a new roof. Well, that's not going to happen if you work with Roof Restore. It's up to 90% less than the cost of a roof replacement and guaranteed to extend the life of your roof by up to 15 years. Go to notanewroof.com or call 314-279-ROOF. It's Roof Restore online at notanewroof.com.
This is Jackson with a SportsCenter update brought to you by Universal Windows Direct. Pistons defeat the Magic last night, 116-109. Paolo Banchero, 45 points. Cade Cunningham, 45 points. Orlando leads the series 3-2. That was another SportsCenter update brought to you by Universal Windows Direct. You'll be saying, I love my windows.
I'm always fine at the beginning of hearing this audio, and then it hits me. And it's like I still got to do a show.
That's what it's designed to do.
Is that right, to hit you? Catch you off guard. Joining us right now, Doug, for the 12th straight show at 10 o'clock Central, 8 o'clock Pacific. Friend of the program. You might remember him from the 2004 Game 7 or the 2006 Game 7. His name's Jeff Suppan, and he's with us here on the Callier and Thompson phone lines. Morning, Sup.
Hey, top of the morning to you guys.
Top of the morning to you.
Yeah, thank you. You're right about the song. You know what I mean? Like it hit me like at the end there because we took a Louis last night, and it was a tough loss. And you know when you hear the song like that, it just I don't know what to tell you.
Your daughter's softball team lost last night. Is what you're saying?
No, Brody.
Oh, Brody. I'm sorry.
Team lost. Yeah, Philly's got a game today, but I tell you what lifted me up. Jackson was on fire today. Did you hear how he changed his voice? When he had that he gave the score, and he kind of changed his voice, and then he went into a different voice at the very end.
Yeah, well, that's broadcast excellence. Good for you, Soup, for recognizing what's going on with young Jackson Burkett. You know, he just turned 28 last month, but he's been with this show for almost 5.5 years. He is a rising star in the industry.
He's foundation, I'll tell you.
He's foundation.
And still not classically trained.
No.
Yeah, I know. Doing all this despite not being classically trained.
Mm-hmm.
Your kid, I would never have known.
You'd seem like it's just a natural. Guess what I was watching last night? My 4-year-old in particular is obsessed with baseball. This just started with the Cardinal opener a little more than a month ago, and I pitched to him every day, usually about 4 batting practice sessions, starting to throw at him to move him off the plate. Yeah. So now we watch Cardinal games, and then I pull up games on YouTube, and we pulled up Game 7 of the 2004 NLCS, of course, which you started, but there was a moment that I had completely forgotten that was critical in that game. Doug, what did Jeff Suppan do in that game outside of start it and go 6 innings against Roger Clemens and the Astros?
Did he get a hit?
No.
No.
Can I have a hint?
Drove in a run.
Got to had an RBI. Was that a bunt? With a bunt?
Right, by baby bunting.
Oh,
Daddy's gone
okay.
hunting. Squeeze bunt.
That's right.
Squeeze.
Yep. You got a guy running down the line. I think it was Tony Womack. And boy, you got to make contact with Roger Clemens. I mean, that's putting a man to the test.
It is, and I'll tell you what. You know what's funny is that I got to a point where I was like, I don't care if the ball hits me. I am standing right on top of the plate, and I am going to bunt this ball. Foul ball. I'm not going to let the runner be out. And that was just my mentality. He ended up throwing it up.
Yep.
Up and away.
It was up and away.
And, and I just bunted it. And we used to do fun games. Some people may not think it's fun. But when pitchers would take batting practice, Dave McKay, I would always ask him, the last round of the bunts, to basically throw bad balls, right? And maybe even throw it off the plate to try to squeeze bunt just in case, right? Because you never know. I want to stay in the game as a pitcher, so I was going to try to do everything I could as a hitter to really, help the team, And but I tell you what, that was one of the best at-bats I had. I was very excited.
I'm reading on Wikipedia that as a senior in high school, you hit 480. You ought to be able to swing away at anybody in the major leagues.
These guys who are always the great starting pitchers, they always raked, usually as shortstops or center fielders. It's always the deal.
Well, Doug, I appreciate you mentioning that. Okay, and did you see where I had 11 home runs, and I still have the record at Cresty High School in Encino. I still got the record. Would you believe that I started out my senior year and I just was not doing well, and my brother Dan was like, he goes, bro, every shutout I'm gonna give you $20. Every home run I'm gonna give you $20. If you throw a no hitter, I'm giving you $50. You walk one batter, you owe me $25.
Oh,
and so he started paying me, and that's when I found out I was more of a pro player, because then I basically hit 11 home runs at that point through. I had a 20 strikeout game. I threw a no-hitter, and we were number 2 in the nation. I mean, think about different games in your life, right? We were 2 in the nation. Simi Valley High School is number 3. We both lost to the same team, Esperanza, out of nowhere. But that was one of my favorite teams to play on, besides the 3 Cardinal teams and besides the 1994 Sarasota Red Sox. Those are my favorite teams I played
That's
on.
the Mount Rushmore of Jeff Suppan's teams.
Yeah.
2 of them Cardinal teams, 1 high school, 1 Sarasota Red Sox. That's a good trivia question on that one. I realize I'm asking something that I think is probably a 5% chance, but you have been checking in on Cardinal games now that you are an employee of the station. Did you happen to see the very end of last night's Cardinals-Pirates game?
I did not, because I had a prior commitment with our game, and I was recovering from the loss. So I was not able to see it.
Okay. Last night, 2 outs, bottom of the 9th, the Cardinals clinging to a 1-run lead. And why, here comes closer Riley O'Brien to try to shut the door and make it 3 straight in this 4-game series in Pittsburgh. Jeff, here is the call.
Third base bag. High fly ball, first pitch, deep left. Church at the wall. He's got it again. Up against the wall. Church and the Cardinals hang on and beat the Pirates. Unbelievable grab. The Redbirds don't walk the plank tonight in Pittsburgh.
Off the bat, that ball looked like it wasn't going to be just gone. It was going to be long gone. The Cardinal closer, Riley O'Brien, you can see him mouth the words, kind of like, I think it was Andy Pettit or Roger Clemens. I can't remember who, when Pujols hit his home run off Lidge, they go, oh my God. That is what Riley O'Brien said when Nathan Church leapt to catch the ball to close out the win last night. So the Cardinals get another win, as it looked like the Pirates were going to have a walk-off, and that is 3 straight against Pittsburgh after they lost 3 straight at home against the Mariners.
Well, that sounded awesome listening to it. That's the beauty of the game, right? Sometimes I used to like just listening to the radio, hearing it and imagining it. But, it's like I gave up so many home runs in my life. When they hit them like that, I would say, stay in. I never said, oh my gosh, you know what I mean? Number one. Number 2, I love the reference to walk the plank. Okay, so now, do you know why the Pirates are called the Pirates? Because I sat there for 4 months in Pittsburgh, and I'm like, why do they have ships and they're playing, no ho yo ho, the they're playing all the stuff, the puck. Do you know why?
I got to be honest with you, I never even thought about it. I thought teams just named teams randomly, so there's a reason.
Alliteration is what.
Yeah, alliteration.
There is a 100% reason, and because think about it, you're in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and you're called the Pirates. So I have every media book of my time in baseball, right? So I always kept the media books. And so when I went to Pittsburgh and they handed out the media book, I was looking through it, and on the first page, it gave the history of the name of the Pirates. And the reason being is that when the original owner started the team, he was pirating players from other teams.
Wow.
And that's how they got the name Pirate.
How about that?
Is that
That's
crazy?
good. That's incredible. I really didn't know that. I'd never even heard that.
I know. You're welcome.
Man, Doug, I'll tell you what, this show for the first time has informed the audience. Not the first time we've learned something live on the air, but the audience.
I mean, it's crazy, but I mean, what a great catch, though. I mean, those are the exciting things in baseball. Great catches like that. And Edmonds used to always. This is what I love about Jimmy, because I never really thought about it until he made the comment. He would always thank the starting pitchers for missing their spots, because that's how Golden Glovers become Golden Glovers.
Yeah.
Because if you hit the spot and they're played where they're supposed to hit it, and it works out, it's an easier catch.
Yeah.
Now, was it left? Was it in the 420 left center gap, or where did he
down the left field line? And Jackson gave us the data point, which is another reason why he is a rising star, that ball's out in 27 of 30 ballparks. I didn't realize it was that deep down the line at PNC Park.
That's what I actually like pitching there, because I can pitch righties in and lefties. I pitch them away. And because of the short portion right. But that's an interesting stat that I like, because I forgot what they call it, but they talk about RBIs, right? So if you're playing in Pittsburgh and you're playing at Fenway Park, those are two different fields, right? Yeah. So a lot of balls you hit are giving you RBIs. I think they call it weighted. I'm not sure, but like Jackson found out with whatever you said, StatCast, how that's out in 20 other ballparks. So you really have to know where you're pitching, and you have to pitch accordingly. Yeah. Wrigley Field, I used to love pitching there early in the year because the wind blew in. It didn't matter how far, or how high they hit it. You just threw fastballs down the middle, let them crush it. But later in the year, when the wind's blowing out, man, you better bend your back.
I like that. You better bend your back.
Soup, you want to take a guess? So we know it's not gone in PNC Park in Pittsburgh. Do you know the other two stadiums it wouldn't have been gone in? Left field line. You would have pitched certainly in one of these, and definitely not pitched in another one.
Okay, so it would not have been gone. That's the question?
Yes, sir. Two other ballparks outside of Pittsburgh's.
Gosh. Okay, I'm going to guess the Marlins ballpark, because I've never been there.
No, would have been gone there.
How about Boston? Was it high enough to get over the Green Monster?
Yes, it would have been gone in Boston, according to StatCast.
I would think Busch Stadium's live.
Okay.
They would have been gone in Busch.
It would have been gone in Busch Stadium. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
It wouldn't have been gone in the Polo Grounds.
No
doubt. No doubt.
Especially to center field.
No
it's
doubt.
Like 450 to center field.
Yeah.
And both teams are in the AL, and you definitely pitched at one of these. I don't think you're ever in the division with this team.
Wow, I'm intrigued by your question.
This
here.
one I feel like is kind of notably having a tough left field. It's Baltimore is one of them. Camden Yards has a weird left field that's like strangely deep.
Yeah.
Like there's that, it cuts out around center. And then the other one is Globe Life Field where the Rangers play now.
Interesting. Because, Baltimore used to be closer.
Yeah, they moved them back, right? It was a bandbox.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I think, they just keep moving them back and forth, right? So I think Kansas City moved them in, right?
Yes.
Yes, they did this season. That's correct.
Yeah, yeah. And, it's there's a lot of factors. That's the beauty of the game. I mean, I just, it's hard to, I don't know. It's hard to really look at all that stuff as a player, but you do have to be aware of it. And if every team had someone like Jackson who could let them know that stuff.
Jackson
they do have analytics. Wait, they do have analytics.
Yeah, that's the entire front office. Hey, I got one final one for you here today. We were debating what the Cardinals would do. They have a day game. It starts here in an hour in Pittsburgh. They're going up against Paul Skeens. I mean, you're going up against one of the best in the game. It's a 4-game series. You're coming home. You're taking on the Dodgers. Obviously, that's a force. You're in the middle of a stretch in which you play 17 games in 17 days. And we thought that, well, I thought, I don't want to speak for everybody else, that the Cardinals would trot out the proverbial getaway day lineup. Number 1, Skeens. Number 2, day game after night game. Number 3, 17 days, 17 games. Number 4, Dodgers in town this weekend. They would give some guys a rest. But instead, for those of you just joining us, Weatherholt, Herrera, Burleson, Walker, Gorman, Wynn, Church, Pahe, Scott. It is the standard lineup. I like seeing that. What do you think of that if you were Hunter Dobbins, who is getting his first Cardinals start today going up against Skeens?
I mean, good for him.
Yeah,
right?
real good for him.
That's a good. Yeah, I mean, every series is different, and every getaway day is different, and it is the beginning of the year, right? So, I mean, later in the year, it might have been it might be a different situation, depending. But I would just, I would just take 2 and go to right field off of Skeens.
Nice.
Yeah, and just choke and poke a little bit.
Choke and poke.
And that's good.
Choke
why not?
Like that, choke and poke.
Choke and poke.
Martin sent me a picture of your boy with McGreevy. So you guys.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was at the writers' dinner, and that was nice of him to take a little pic.
Just a couple SoCal guys.
Yeah, just a couple Cali guys. And Martin always likes to throw like everybody's laid back from California. I don't even get it. Right? I mean, it's not necessarily true. But, there is a different way you talk or whatever. But he always likes to throw that out there. I wonder why that is. But he's not here.
But Martin had to go a little early. But that's certainly the onboarding. Yes, it's certainly the stereotype. What's the stereotype? So tell us about what a Midwestern stereotype is. How do you view the Midwest? Plus, you've lived here. If you're looking at it from a guy living in Southern California, what do they say about that?
Well, okay, first of all, a lot of people didn't know I was from California just by my, because I was actually born in Oklahoma. Okay?
Meat and potatoes guy,
sure.
I'm an Okie City. I don't know what the Midwest, basically, strong, hardworking,
yes.
Like California more laid back, New York, East Coast more like rushing, type of thing. I don't know. I don't know if that affected, if that's how players were. I wouldn't say that's a thing, but I mean, certainly a lot of Californians, they are a little more laid back for sure. But I have a question for you guys.
I'm taking questions. Doug probably won't answer your question.
So busy.
Just so you know.
But I think Doug might have some insight on this. Okay, so the History Channel. Okay, now I don't know if it still is, but for the last few years, the number one show on the History Channel. Do you guys have any idea?
I don't know what's airing on there anymore.
It's a lot of World War II stuff.
Is that right?
What about Ancient Aliens?
Ancient Aliens.
Okay, so for the longest time, the number one show on the History Channel was a show called The Curse of Oak Island. Okay, they've been searching for treasure on this island for 230 years, and I've watched 10 out of the 15 years, okay? And I love it, and everyone always busts my chops like, oh, they're going to find the treasure. And I always steal Rick Lagina's line, and I say, he's one of the 2 brothers that are a part of this. And I said, it's as much as as an information hunt as it is a treasure hunt. When you watch this show, what they're saying blows your mind. And that's all I want to say. But neither of you guys watched that show.
No. Where is this island?
It's in Nova Scotia.
Oh.
Okay, so if I ever got an opportunity, I would go to this island. I want to see this. Okay, I want to see this island, and it's a great show. Now, here's the thing: the production of it, it's kind of frustrating because, like, if you were to watch one episode, you would be caught up because they give you so much background, and when you watch it every week. They tell you the same things. I just want to see the new stuff. But it is basically Knights Templar, and this island was used as basically what they're saying is as a bank as a holding area with booby traps and everything in basically the 1500s. Think about that.
A 1400s, 1500s bank. Guess we ought to go look for some treasure, Doug.
Yeah, we can do that over the weekend, maybe.
Oh.
I mean, if we want to, if the show wants to sponsor a trip, I would love to go out there. Since
Jeff Suppan, treasure hunter.
Yeah, and bring your pickaxe.
Well, I would bring my metal detector like Gary Drayton. I'd bring my metal detector, just try to find some stuff. It's fun.
Well, I'll look for that show. It does sound interesting.
Look for the show. Yeah, because I do have, full disclosure, I do have a metal detector, and I use it because when you play on city parks sometimes, you can't find the bases. Even though you know where the bases are, it's hard to find. So I like to use a little metal detector and find those base bugs. So, I don't know.
You're not like walking around Venice Beach or something just on a random afternoon.
I am not walking around Venice Beach. This is purely to find the base sleeve.
We can do that too. So we get the metal detectors. We go up to Nova Scotia with Suppan, and we've got Jeff Suppan, Treasure Hunter, yet another program. Man, to add to the Real Housewives of TMA.
It just makes a world of sense.
Man, we're like Aaron Spelling in here with what we've got going on. Supa, I guess we'll look for a show. We've got the Cardinals at 11:30. You say choke and poke on Skeens, get the sweep, head home, take on the Dodgers, and carry that momentum here over as the Cardinals are a surprising club in the early portion of the baseball season, and I think there is a direct correlation between your phone calls and the team's performance. That's where I am on this.
Hey, you guys finish the show strong.
Yep, Doug, don't give up.
Gosh,
Gotta finish. Hard nine.
All right, we'll get there.
Ladies and gentlemen,
baby, come on.
Jeff Suppan live from Los Angeles here on TMA. 12 straight shows. Thanks, Soup.
All right, we'll see you guys.
All right, Jeff Suppan with us here, and we're going to be doing a treasure hunting show, so that'll be fun. Guess we can bring the Real Housewives and kind of do a little crossover promotion.
But if these people have been there filming this show for who knows how long, don't you think they would have found something if something was there to be found?
Yeah, but they didn't do low-powered AM talk radio.
Okay, and not as wise as we are.
All right. You can get involved on the program, 314-399-9646, Air Comfort Service, text inbox. If you'd like to call in, like Jeff Suppan, call in, 314-974-0101. Callier and Thompson phone lines. The program's called TMA. It airs on 101 ESPN. If you're in the market to buy a home, you're in the market to refinance, just want to get pre-approved because you want to be positioned perfectly for when you find the home you want, I would like to recommend working with Ryan Luchtefeld. That is exactly what I am doing. I am getting into the process with Ryan Luchtefeld and Delmar Mortgage. You heard Ryan here on TMA during the Billikens season. Watched him play for St. Louis University. He is with Delmar Mortgage, and he is a loyal TMA listener. He's been working with Delmar Mortgage for 13 years. He's been in the industry for 22 years, and Delmar Mortgage has been doing it for 6 decades. Family-owned business. Ryan gives out his personal number so you can reach out directly to him if you want to do business with him, like I'm doing. 618-593-3608. 618-593-3608, or go online at delmarmortgage.com. Personal, local touch, but with all the necessary technology to make the process smooth and easy. It's Ryan Luchtefeld and Delmar Mortgage. His number is 618-593-3608. Birds on the bat. Talk about.
Gosh, tough talk.
And us.
Oh, gosh. No. Got him there.
Birds. Birds. Yep, Doug. How does it not get you fired up for a little busman special at Three Rivers?
This one gets old kind of quickly.
Oh, wow. Yikes.
Sorry to have to say that.
On the heels of our guy Suppan talking about, by the way, Marshy Marsh. You guys know him from the Fast Lane. Yeah. He said it made his day that Soup gave the reason why the Pirates are called the Pirates, which I can corroborate from looking at the history of them. That's they pirated some guy, and a bunch of the media people started calling them the Pirates because at the time they were the Allegheny Baseball Club of Pittsburgh.
Doug, you have a problem with that? The Angels, of course, changed that with the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim.
It's a little wordy, but you're probably going back to when, the 1880s?
1881.
Yeah.
Where the picture of the team was drawn, hand-drawn.
Welcome back to the Morning After 101 ESPN program, broadcasting from the Stifel studios. Tim McKernan, Doug Vaughn, Chairman Kurt sliding into the dais with Martin Kilcoyne at onboarding, Jackson Burkett with you on this presentation here. And we welcome you to participate in the show. Text in, call in, email in, and talk it over with other TMA listeners in the Michelob Ultra YouTube chat. 256 friends in there talking it over. Doug, the Missouri Tigers had all the coaches here and the athletic director, Laird Veach, at Chicken and Pickle last night. A couple of different hot topics talked about with both Eli Drinkwitz and Dennis Gates. Jackson, you tell me which one you want to go with first.
Let's lead with football.
Yeah.
Drinkwitz talking about naming Austin Simmons starter when usually there's a quarterback competition in the late part of the summer.
Well, I think one of the things that I've went back and looked at where last year didn't go the way we wanted it to was the error in not naming a starting quarterback soon enough and allowing leadership to take hold within our team. And I think, inevitably, I think Austin has the game experience. He was better in managing the team in 2-minute drills and in the game situations, which I think has been a real positive. And so, to allow him to develop relationships with our wide receivers, timing with the wide receivers and tight ends, and allow him to really establish himself as a leader, I thought was more beneficial than waiting to be 100% for sure.
Here you go, Doug.
Okay. Or to put it more briefly, he's just better than the other guys. They knew this coming in, though, right? When they went out and got him from Ole Miss, they knew that he would probably be the best guy they got. And it looks like that he has confirmed that with his play in the spring.
Why do you hate Bo Prabula?
Well, I don't hate Bo Prabula. He's not there anymore.
Okay, why do you hate Matt Zollers?
I don't hate.
But Sam Harn.
I know. Is he back again? He can't be back again,
I don't think so. I think once you take one snap and your leg is chopped in half, while you got a major amount of money coming in from the Los Angeles Dodgers, you say, all right, fellas, Grandpa Simpson meme it.
I tried to run the ball once. Bad idea. Well, if Simmons isn't the guy and isn't a really good player, I'm sure they'll be really bummed because that was their big pickup in the offseason.
Meanwhile, Dennis Gates talked about the expansion of the NCAA tournament, Jackson.
Yeah, longtime proponent of.
Yeah, this was his thing. He wanted to go larger than 78, right?
Yeah. So here is his take on the expanded tournament.
Okay.
You know, everybody scoffed at me when I've said this in the past. It will continue to grow. I think it's a small step. Whenever you have a institutional count of 280 to 64 spots, and then now you grew probably 80 plus institutions and you only increased by 4, it just lets you know how far behind we actually are. The other part of it is the business model. The business model is what generates funds as we grow in the NIL space. So I think it's important to also increase opportunities for our student athletes so they can monetize as much as they can. And ultimately, what you see is a growth, and that growth coincides with the opportunities to play for championships. So I'm excited to represent the SEC as a head coach at Mizzou, but also when you look at representation, you got to look at what we've done in the last 2 years as a conference in that tournament. Being able to have 14 teams and then being able to have, I believe it was 10 last year, but us being on the side where we were participating, I think that's important because the goal is to win a national championship.
There you go, Doug.
Okay. That was a long answer. To say, good, we're going to get more money.
Yeah.
It remains to be seen whether this will really benefit the power conferences more, if more of their teams are going to get in, or if it's going to leave a little bit more room for some of the mid-majors.
I think it's
Maybe
likely
both.
year to year. You know, some years it'll benefit more in mid-majors. It also depends on who's coming to the table. You know, if there's only a handful of mid-majors that could truly make a case, and there's some teams and your power conferences that have had some really good wins, but obviously given the difficulty of their schedule, have a kind of a lopsided-looking record.
It seems like almost every year there's some mid-major guys who feel like they've been snubbed.
Sure.
Almost every year.
Sure. It's the nature of it.
And if it gives the A-12, the Atlantic 12, another spot, that would be a good thing for St. Louis U, for sure.
Guys, with Rob Thompson getting fired, shouldn't Missouri give Drinkwitz an extension? That's from the birthday hawk.
Couldn't hurt.
I assume he got it. I didn't even raise the question. I assume he got 2 more years and another $10 million.
I think he's waiting for Mendoza. You know, things come in threes.
Yeah.
So if Thompson gets going, who else got fired the other day?
Joey Cora.
Alex
Cora.
You also said Atlantic 12. I let that one slide.
Oh, yeah.
You couldn't let 2 go, though?
Yeah, that's
I've reached the age where if I just get close, that counts.
Is Joey close to Alex?
Cora, I got the Cora part.
You did.
If I just get close, and you know what I mean, then that counts.
There was a Joey Cora, right?
There was.
Yeah.
It was. Played MLB.
But if Mendoza's gone, then I think Drinkwitz gets the extension.
Austin Simmons will be another Kelly Bryant. That's from the Native American baller.
I just can't get on board with him because he's left-handed. I hate the look of a left-handed quarterback.
Steve Young.
Yeah. You know what?
Yeah.
Left-handed baseball swings are the best-looking swings. But I wouldn't say that for golf swings.
Okay.
But
Adam Scott's is the best golf swing, you say.
Rory.
Roderick McRib.
Yeah, or Jake Knapp.
Nap
time.
Lefties in the NFL right now, is Tua the only one?
Mike Vick for sure was a left-handed, but he's no longer playing.
Right. He might be the only one.
No, there's someone else out there who's left-handed.
Cade McNown? Doug's Cade McNown, 98 with UCLA.
That's probably the only reason you got cut from football is because you tried going lefty.
Yeah, that was the problem. Gary Kornfeld said, I need to throw right-handed, and since I didn't, he went with Steve Schnurr instead.
Yeah.
Politics.
I'm sure he learned the lesson there and regrets it.
Doug, Joey Cora played for the Hurricanes. That's from the Big Show.
Maybe that's why I had that name in my head.
Miami Hurricanes? John Jay played for Miami.
Yeah.
And he wasn't on board with Nevin Shapiro being a regular on the show.
Well, he certainly wasn't on board with him coming on site at spring training, which I can understand.
We don't care for you either, Chairman. Go kick rocks and write another Poser AI song. Where'd that come from?
Hey.
That's from the Heiser House Hooligan, apropos of nothing.
He's still holding a grudge from when I filtered a crappy email like a month and a half ago.
But isn't the term poser pretty funny?
Poser?
Yeah, I think that's funny. It's like a term gone by.
The texters say Michael Penix is a lefty.
That's right.
That's
there
the
you go.
second one.
Yep.
Yeah.
A lot of text on that.
Uh-huh.
Like the audience involvement.
Those are probably the only two, I guess. Huh?
You can correct us at 314-399-9646. Doug, Jim Zor in Seattle.
Well, okay, we're talking about guys playing now. We don't have to go back to Bobby Douglas with the Bears in the 70s and 80s.
Get involved in the program here, TMA. They're making changes to that NBC Sunday Night Football. Mad Dog is really freaking out about it. We'll have that for you coming up. The program's called The Morning After. It airs on 101 ESPN.
For over 136 years, Stifel has been a trusted name in finance, headquartered right here in downtown St. Louis since 1890. What does Stifel do? Pretty much everything money-related. Wealth management? Check. Banking through Stifel Bank? Yep. Own a business? They've got a full-service investment bank for that, too. Basically, if it involves finance, Stifel has a solution for you. With 12 offices across the St. Louis region and more than 400 nationwide, Stifel combines a local experience with national reach. Unlike many firms, Stifel isn't bank-owned. They own their own bank, and that independence allows them to focus on one thing, doing what's best for their clients. It's a philosophy that has made Stifel one of the fastest-growing wealth management firms in the world. Their tagline says it all, where success meets success. That's why partnering with TMA just makes sense. Stifel and TMA, where success meets success. Stifel Nicholas and Company Incorporated, member SIPC and NYSE.
Mark it.
Say I don't gotta dance, I make
Mark
money
it.
move. I don't dance now, I make
Mark
money
it.
move. Say I don't gotta dance, I make money move.
Do you see those Stifel Classic tickets went on sale?
No, I didn't see it. Wish I had.
I have not heard yet. Unfortunately, I do not turn 50 until September 27th. I know people are planning all kinds of different. It's going to be like the inauguration balls. How many different parties my wife and I have to go to that night? And that's going to be fun. I know St. Louis is kind of shutting down for that. Missouri's playing Mississippi State for it in Starkville, so that's huge.
Cowbell.
Yeah. But I would like to see if the Stifel Classic gives me a sponsor exemption because it's the same month I turned 50.
Yeah.
Don't know.
Playoff event, so you can feel the 51.
The other players will be against it because they don't need another threat coming into
Thank
to
you for
win the
saying
thing.
it. That's what I kind of figure is happening.
Did you the look on Ernie L's faces?
As the guy hits it 70 yards behind him.
And they're,
How are we
like,
gonna
10
handle
years
this
younger
guy?
than him. And they're giving you like 25-foot putts. Pick it up, Tim.
It's not even stroke play anymore. It's fine. Doug, yeah, they got the market moves here in Jackie Papers. I just made a market move. I did it. You know, Jackson's so confident that Weatherholt's hitting a home run today. I incorporated it on the following: over 7 runs scored today.
Okay.
In Pittsburgh. I'm going against my...
Yeah. Is the number just 7?
Number is 7 now.
Okay. I like that.
I'm trusting the weather, also the Dobbins factor. I got a Weatherholt home run. I got a Brian Reynolds home run.
Yeah, he needs one back from... Or that wasn't Reynolds yesterday. What am I talking about?
It's Gonzalez.
Yeah. Sorry.
And that... I mean, that monster wager of $5 will pay me $590, and we'll go Sizzler.
$5.90.
We'll go Sizzler. $5.90.
There you go.
Yep.
Jay Jr. giving that
Yep,
$5.90.
$5.90.
It's time for Market Moves presented by Stifel.
Oh, dance now.
Stifel brings the steady perspective while we bring the take. Let's break it down. I'm going to ask you fellas a question. What's your favorite playoff series format? Do you like 2 games home, 3 games away, 2 games back at home, which baseball likes to do? Or do you like what the NBA does, which is 2 games at home, 2 games on the road, then 1-1-1 back and forth? What's your preferred
And the
playoff?
NHL, of course.
For sure. I didn't know that for sure, so I didn't want to just say that.
Unbelievable. Text in your thoughts on that, 314-399-9646. I prefer the latter.
You like the last 3 games being back and
Yes.
forth?
Now, the NBA, if I'm not mistaken, used to do 2-3-2 when it got to the finals.
Yes.
And how long ago was it that they changed that?
It's a good question.
Thank you so much. Thank you. So, but remember that? It used to be 2-3-2 when they got to the finals.
Yeah.
But yeah, I prefer that. I also understand why baseball doesn't do it, considering now the damn thing goes on till November. But yeah, that is my preference. So often you see a team up 3-1 and then they lose that opportunity to win it at home in Game 5. And why? Now they're heading back to their opponent's ballpark and why all hell starts to break loose. I'll give you a couple examples. Now, the Cardinals, of course, won the World Series in 1985. Some say the Royals did. They were up 3-1, didn't win Game 5. 1996, Cardinals up 3-1 on the Braves. Didn't go well in Game 5.
No.
Didn't particularly go well in Game 7
Both
either.
of them routed.
2012, were they up 3-1 on Barry Zito and the Giants? Lance Lynn on the mound, Barry Zito. Am I right on that?
Seems right.
Tim, 2014 is when they changed away from the 2-3-2 format to the 2-2-1-1-1.
Doug, who won the NBA Finals in 2014?
Oh, you can get this.
Remember.
This is your time.
It isn't.
So the Heat won in 2012 and 2013.
Shuttlesworth from the corner. Oh, my.
But in 2014, the Heat were back in the finals against this team for their final championship of what's called maybe the best dynasty of the 21st century.
Spurs?
There you go.
Okay.
Jingle jangle.
I've got spurs that jingle, jangle, jingle, ga, 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 as I go riding merrily along. Ga, 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 ga.
Tim, can you please repeat your parlay? I want to tag along with you. That's from Mahomes' long body.
Brother.
No problem. I got the over 7. I got Weatherholt to hit a home run. I got Reynolds to hit a home run. $5 pays $590. We go in Sizzler. We go in Sizzler. Bottle service. Jackson, where are you going to be tonight so I can meet up with you and see if the 23-year-olds are digging me?
I think I'm going to do a range session tonight. get some work in.
Wow, that's commitment. You going to close the club face?
I'll try. Lord knows I won't. But,
When you keep it open, aren't you slicing everything?
No, your hands kind of compensate, and then you pull through it to make it
a bitchy, spinny ball.
Yeah,
to the
so
right.
it'll start a little left and then have a little fade to it.
Yeah.
Jackson's got a soft cow right now because Marsh came into the studio during the break.
Mm-hmm. Yep, tucking.
Tucking?
Yeah, tuck goose.
Yeah. Silence of the Lambs was on the
Tucking?
studio yesterday, and we were all watching the tuck scene. It was great.
Doug, that long body is a good dude. We talk shop twice a week. That's from the Heiser House Hooligan.
That long body.
Am I mixing up memories, or was there something where there was talk of the Spurs at one time possibly
coming to St. Louis?
Yeah.
I told that story. Gene McNary was on my podcast and said it. Jackson goes into a dark place.
Yeah, why'd you
Maybe
do
that'll
that?
help balance out his soft cow.
Yeah, seriously, yeah.
Don't talk down to Doug, Jackson. That's from Doug's Jockstrap.
When did I talk down to Doug?
When I said the 812 instead of the 810.
I let that slide because I'm considerate as hell.
But the Cora thing was just a step too far.
Joey Cora instead of Alex Cora.
Keep receipts on a 7-iron distance tonight. Thanks. That's from Gooner Reloaded.
It doesn't go far, but I know where it's going to end up. Tight.
You trending right now?
No, not really. Not really. I mean, it's a leaky boat. Every time I think I got something figured out, another problem presents itself.
Oh, no.
Guy doesn't miss with these creative questions. It's from the 314.
Okay, that seems condescending. Just based on the vibe.
Hey, Tim, when St. Gabriel's comes to their senses and moves the school picnic back to the summer, what about a separate picnic in Francis P. to celebrate your birthday this fall? That's from Big Tuft. I don't know.
I don't know that we need all these parties.
I guess I'll do it. I don't know.
Probably 50 parties in 50 days to lead up to it.
I guess so. That's probably not a bad idea.
Yeah.
50 parties. Something every
all
night.
sapphic in nature, though.
Oh.
That's the theme for 50 days. 50 Days of Sapphos. It's a documentary I'm working on.
It's also the title of this segment.
50 Days of Sapphos. After the morning after, coming up at 11 o'clock on the TMA STL YouTube channel, we're going to have the winner of the Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day coming up here on the presentation. The presentation's called The Morning After. It airs on 101 ESPN.
This is Jackson with a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. Knicks and Hawks tonight in Atlanta. Game 6 as the Knicks lead the series 3-2. That's going to be a 6 p.m. tip-off on ESPN. That was another Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, a Daikin heating and air conditioning dealer.
Welcome back to Morning After 101 ESPN. Got the winner of the Design Air Heating and Cooling email today coming up here on the program. BK and Ferrario coming up at 11 o'clock on 101 ESPN. If you're tired of always waking up exhausted, the dad bod is starting to weigh on you. You're finding it harder to get excited about, well, basically anything. If your energy, focus, and drive are not what they used to be, it might not be that you're just getting older. There's a good chance your hormones and metabolism are out of balance. So this new year, let's get back to the old you. You remember that guy, sharp at work, full of energy and fun, the one people enjoyed being around. That's where mentality comes in. They're not a macho, low-T bro clinic. They're human-centered. Their mission's to figure out what's really going on in your body and your brain. Mentality starts by listening. They'll run real labs and explain your results in plain English, then build a personalized science-backed plan using hormone therapy and FDA-approved peptide treatments to help get your brain and body back on track. So stop telling yourself and everyone around you that you're fine right now. All new patient labs will be covered in your treatment plan. That's a savings of $250 right out of the gate. Reclaim the old you, the younger you with mentality. Schedule your appointment now at lowtusa.com. That's lowtusa.com, LOWTUSA.com. Doug Jackson Burkett has the winner of today's Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day.
Okay.
Bro Fallon.
Bro Fallon. Stop the Jerry Big Tank Del Vecchio run.
He had won 3 straight. Couldn't make it 4.
Fallon gets the win. Nice win for Bro Fallon. Who's the winner of the month of April?
Chet's neighbor.
Chet's neighbor.
Yep. Staves off Big Tank.
Yeah. I think that big prize I was talking about having for the month of May, I think it's going to be for June.
Okay.
Sweet action. For June now. So, Doug, you can just give away $10.10 for the month of May.
Oh, okay. I have to pay?
You'll have to look at your contract.
Okay.
Same thing that gets you the bullion. You're also exposed.
Well, if I get the bullion, I'll give you $10.
The May email of the day. Time for us to shut it down. Correct, Jackson?
Yep.
Thank you. For Jackson Burkett, for Chairman Kurt, for Martin Kilcoyne, for Jeff Suppan, for my brother Kevin, for Douglas Sullivan Vaughn, and Tim McKernan. This has been The Morning After, presented to you by Brown and Crouppen on 101 ESPN and the TMA STL YouTube channel from the Stifel Studios.